Bruins will try to snap a 4-game losing streak tonight when they return home to play the Florida Panthers. After playing in almost 1,100 regular season games for this franchise, this will be Brad Marchand's first game on the ice against the Bruins.
Yeah, it'll be more emotional, obviously, being back there. Last year was kind of a weird timing. It was 2 or 3 days after I got traded, so it was a bit of a tough time. Also, I mean, I didn't see anybody before I left, so it was good to be able to kind of come back and say goodbye to everyone. I was pretty happy I wasn't playing that game.
Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 7 and the face-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Patriots players have today off. They'll be back at practice tomorrow and then play their first home game in almost a month this Sunday against Cleveland. There were a pair of Monday night games yesterday evening. Detroit beat Tampa Bay 24-9, and then in the late game, Seattle beat Houston 27-19. Celtics open up their regular season tomorrow night at home against Philadelphia. Jaylen Brown, a full participant at practice yesterday after tweaking his hamstring in the club's final preseason game. And at the baseball playoffs, Toronto got a 3-run homer from George Springer in the bottom of the 7th inning. They beat Seattle 4-3 in Game 7 of the American League Championship Series. The Blue Jays have reached the World Series for the first time since 1993. They'll host the Dodgers in Game 1 of the best of 7 on Friday night. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Boston Talk Sports.
Trade Drake May.
We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
and Hardy
Who's Taylor the originator?
on 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Mondays.
Well, I tell her the truth, I miss Booty.
That problem is too large for the starch.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
Having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Oh,
That's right.
where were you going?
Yesterday after the show, I went to Pleasant Valley again, but Executive Vice President and Chief Administrative Officer of the Travelers, Andy Bissett. You know Andy. I mean, you've heard of him. You don't know him like I know him, but you know the name, obviously. Tournament Director Nathan Grube. And we were gathered there for a little chinwag between Chris Berman and defending Travelers champion Keegan Bradley.
Interesting that you didn't say he was the U.S. Ryder Cup captain.
Fresh off his Ryder Cup captaincy.
Okay.
And what I did not know, well, there are two things I did not know. A, that he was flying up from Florida and that weather might delay his arrival. And B, this is the first time he had talked since the Ryder Cup. Like, he hasn't really said much. And we found out why during the conversation and the questions that we got to ask afterwards. So when I left here, when did we get out of here? Like 10:30 yesterday?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I spiffed up a little bit in the bathroom. Fred caught me walking out,
Yeah.
doing my hair up, because you don't want to wear a hat inside the clubhouse.
It was so funny because when he came out and I knew immediately, you've done your hair.
Yeah.
I said to him, you've done your hair. No, that's not what happened, John. What happened is he goes, I was just in there doing my hair. And I went, that's great information to have. Thank you.
No, because you started busting my balls. You're like, oh, you had to leave here right away to get to a thing. It's I'm leaving at the same time. I said, I've been wearing a hat all day, and I wanted to, spiff my hair up a little bit before I went to the thing. I wouldn't have said it had you not questioned why I was still here.
I didn't know what else to say.
Well,
I was trying to make conversation. It was late in the day.
Next time, try saying less, and that way we don't have to have these awkward back and forths.
Noted.
But I got there, and we were just kind of like hanging out and waiting. And Keegan finally did arrive. He was supposed to be there at 11:45. He got there a little closer to 1:15.
It's like he hates like he hates the United States. It's the same way that he hates arriving on time.
Just thinking about you falling asleep in your chair waiting
Well,
and that drive couldn't have been a lot of fun.
It was not fun.
Getting out there.
It was there was a very rainy. You couldn't see. White knuckled.
When you're at the height of your, I know that I was thinking about that. Like driving
bad.
even home to my place was not great, and I just had to take the highway 5 miles, and I was not loving that. Yeah, I did think of you when I was driving home, but when you're Keegan Bradley and you're riding as high as he is right now, this has got to be the time where you really lay into it and make people wait.
Okay, so this will not change your mind, though it might, because it's going to appeal to your ego.
Oh,
do Tim.
All ears.
So they do the, and Berman is great at these, just sitting down and having a conversation that flows from golf to football, the Patriots, and Keegan's, obviously a big New England sports fan. They're talking about everything. And Keegan mentions several times that he's been gutted by this. He said this has been the worst time of his career, this post-Ryder Cup thing, and that he hasn't spoken about it. He's still trying to process it and how everything went down, and you can tell he's having a lot of trouble dealing with this, and he understands the gravity and the enormity of what happened. But after it was all done, they said, okay, we're going to take some questions. So I raised my hand. Keegan Hardy from 98.5 The Sports Hub. A couple of things you had mentioned, trusting your gut versus the analytics. I'd like to know if there's a specific example of that. And I said, what did you say Saturday night to the team? Because it obviously was a damn sight different than what you said Thursday night or Friday night. Because that Sunday comeback was next level. And he went on quite a while about all the things that he had talked about on the Saturday night pre-match speech, talking to the guys. And it was an eloquent answer. He never got around to my analytics versus gut question, but whatever. Afterward, a few more people asked questions. And as soon as it wraps up, he stands up from where he's sitting with Berman. I was standing up talking to a couple other guys who were there, and he walks right over to me. He says, Hardy, I was listening to you guys on the plane this morning. I didn't think you'd be here. He's a listener, Fred.
Hey!
Well, we could share that publicly.
Now,
instead of, our competition.
Well, we know that he's a Sports Hub chronic. Now, he did call into another show once, and I didn't bring it up. It's free country, If I had my druthers, that wouldn't have happened.
Not thanks to him.
But
if it was up to him, we'd be under the thumb of the European conglomerate.
You think that's what he was going for with his Ryder Cup captaincy? He was trying to...
Yeah, and then he wanted to make it look nice by that last date. No,
acquiesce to the crown?
It's funny because I don't care at all about the Ryder Cup. What the funniest thing about the Ryder Cup to me is that the seriousness of which it's taken to by like such a small amount of people. Like it's so important to such a small amount of people. Like if Keegan Bradley had perspective of it outside of golf, he'd realize that it ultimately doesn't really matter. It's just in this and I don't even think with a ton of like passive golf fans it even matters that much. They care much more. Like you remember the guy hitting into the water at the what was it, the Masters, or was it the British Open, where the guy hit into the water on the Vanderveld?
Vanderveld, who blew that big lead at the British.
Vanderveld.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, just
went into the water without socks to try and hit it.
Yeah,
yes.
like you. I mean, I don't remember the exact tournament, but you remember, you remember Tiger Woods at the Masters. You remember these things. No one cares about the Ryder Cup.
That's not true.
No, not okay. 99.9% of people in the country don't care about the Ryder Cup. That is fair. That's fair.
I think it's like an Olympic thing. You care when it comes around and you get excited for it, and people do remember, like golf fans specifically remember like what happened at Medina. They'll remember what happened at Bethpage. So, in his world,
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I said. In his world, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But if you go 10,000 feet, it's really inconsequential.
To major championship victories and things like, I would agree with you.
So say 5% of the country, let's give it a huge number, 5% of the country cares about the outcome of golf tournaments.
Okay.
Which seems outrageous, but it's true. I'd say 1% of that cares about the Ryder Cup.
I think it's a higher percentage, but your point is taken. It is not as important to golf fans as major championships, which are paramount, and then a bunch of.
Well, when McIlroy won the Masters
in second,
there was like 6-7 million people watching that. I cared about it. The Ryder Cup, it was on a Sunday. That Sunday at the Ryder Cup, now I understand it was out of hand, but against football, I mean, I don't care enough to look it up, but I would imagine that well, maybe I will look it up, but just out of curiosity, not to prove a point, but the Ryder Cup that no one cared. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I just thought it was funny. They had the press conferences on afterwards, and they were. I told you I was eating with my daughter, and they were on in the background in my eye line, and I'm thinking like these guys have been up there for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, they ask people to become invested in this, and I think there's like a guilt from everybody who is involved in the 2-year pump up of this, and certainly the last year, it's like. Ryder Cup, USA, rah, 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 rah. Come on. We got to support.
Okay.
We got to do this. We got to do it. And when it falls apart in the first 2 days of the matches, you got to feel like you let everybody down. Yeah, I was asking you to pay attention and to get into this, and then the team goes out there and pulls close to a no-show in those first 2 days. And unfortunately, most people, even golf fans, had tapped out when it came around to Sunday, and those Sunday matches were incredible.
Well, Sunday had higher ratings than Friday and Saturday.
Did they really?
They did. I guess during the U.S. comeback.
Wow.
Okay.
During football, that's impressive.
I don't want to stretch this out, but we do have time. So I'm just going to say, let's say week 3 of this year's NFL season was up against the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Would you – okay, so the Fox National window – which is the Buccaneers-Rams, which was down 1% from the previous year.
All right.
Them versus the average Ryder Cup of viewership.
4-1.
Excellent. It was 4-1.
4-1.
3 million for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
12 million for the NFL.
Yep.
So, again, 3 million people out of a country of how many people watched it?
250 something.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, for Keegan's part yesterday, when I had asked him about like what he had said differently, it was almost like a Herb Brooks-esque message that he had sent. That's what I thought of.
You were all born to be golf players.
No,
Every one of you.
No, not that part.
Oh.
13 million viewers for the Masters. Kaboom.
Yeah. More people watching Rory finally win the Masters.
Yeah, I was just. This is not to prove any point. This is just out of curiosity. So, tell him to be okay. Tell him that no one saw it. It's fine.
Definitely, no one saw Sunday.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, Sunday had higher ratings. Sunday had 5 million.
That's right.
Oh,
You
I
said
think
that.
yeah.
You said that.
That
That's
doesn't
right.
surprise me. People stopped watching after. Like the
No, I mean Sunday had 5 million. I apologize.
No, you
Sunday
said
had
that
5
earlier.
million.
Yeah,
The Friday and Saturday averaged 3 million.
Yeah. That because people, if they
less though, because the average of it all was 3 million. So 5 million people were watching on Sunday. That means like 2 million people were watching on Friday and Saturday.
Maybe because people tapped out after those, the Friday afternoon matches, and by Saturday morning, they're like, forget it, they can't do it. But you remember the story about Herb Brooks talking to the guys after they had beat the Soviets, and they're down in the gold medal match against Finland.
You're going to take this to your effing grave if you lose.
If you lose this game,
Yeah.
you're going to take it to your effing grave.
That's right.
And then he stopped. He said, "Your effing grave."
Yep.
So Saturday night, it wasn't quite that harsh, but he said he talked about a lot of stuff. And one of the things that he talked about, he said, imagine being, if you're into the Ryder Cup, and he was telling the guys, like when you're 14, 15 years old, right? And you have a chance to be in this position right now, right? And you're going into your singles matches tomorrow. How do you want to play? How do you want this to go down? We got one more shot at this, and not from a points perspective or something, from a gut level, reaching you on your, like in your sports development phase. What would you have thought about having one of these precious few slots to go up against the competition in the Ryder Cup tomorrow morning? Would you go out there and play? like you've been playing, or would you go out there and play golf, which is, you could argue, they really hadn't for the first 2 days. And that was the message. Like, think back about not what it means to you now and the odds are stacked against you. What would it have meant to you back then? Almost, would you be proud of the way you've been, so far in this? And they went out, and he said, by the time everyone got done speaking, he got done speaking, he said, no joke, I thought we were going to win. And that morning when we were all going over there, he said, everybody thought we were going to win. Now, no one else did. And even watching it, I'm like, well, this is fun to watch, but they can't win, until I started to think, oh, they could actually end up winning this. And it went down to the last couple of matches. So something to be said for what he said on that Saturday night. And then, of course, everything that was talked about, Fred, Travelers Championship related.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, is it Travelers Championship related?
Yes.
Good.
The course is in Cromwell, Connecticut.
Yes.
Why was Media Day in Sutton, Massachusetts?
It's just for the Boston media to be a little closer and just to kind of, remind everybody and have a little easier access for them in the fall. And then in the spring, they do it actually down in Cromwell.
I see.
There's different media events, different times a year. It's
Question.
a big thing. It's a big thing, Jim.
Security measures taken there. So many important people in one place.
Yes.
Is there?
You're talking about between me and Mr. Bissett and Mr. Grube and of course Mr. Berman and Mr. Bradley.
No offense to you, but more Mr. Bissett and
Grube.
Yep. Were snipers top roofs? What were you talking about?
So I think there were, but you couldn't see them behind
that's how it always is.
AC units, right?
That's how it is around here.
If you can see them, are they really doing their job all that well?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a good point. Now, I know there was a no-fly zone over it. They didn't want drones and the like, right. Going over there and taking care of anything. But what time did you get home? You had planned on napping.
I didn't get home until 3:00.
Had to go into Rhode Island to get home.
Multiple map services routed me down like further south than I thought. I don't need to go this far south. Why am I in Rhode Island? Why am I being welcomed back into Massachusetts when I was in Massachusetts? I would have preferred to stay in Massachusetts to get to Massachusetts.
Say hello to Route 295. Yeah.
So I got home at 3. I ended up getting a 20-minute nap, and that was all I needed to push through to the end of the Lions game last night because, of course, they kind of made you watch to the end. Oh.
Well,
they're very excited about next year, though, Fred. Travelers Championship again.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being there, so I have no problem going. I'd go for 2 days. If it stays and makes money off of it, that's fine with me. They were nice to us. That's all I ask, is that you're nice to us. That's all. I mean, I complain about doing stuff, but the things I've complained about is when people were dicks, like the Super Bowl in Phoenix.
Yeah.
We were mistreated. We were. And by the way, it's not like I'm asking for anything for free or like asking for anyone to wait on me. I'm asking for water. There was no water. Like if you're going to have something where people have to be at 3:00 in the morning, you could have water. And in the walk, John, I don't think does it justice because people are going to go, oh, wow, you had to walk. You don't understand. It's a convention center the size of like 2 city blocks. You have to walk
your
city
dumb ass
block
over there and get some water.
To consume water. There wasn't a water fountain. There wasn't a bath. It was nonsense. People were dicks and mean. It was awful. So I didn't complain about Indianapolis. I didn't complain about Houston. I didn't complain about where else did we go?
The setups were much better in both of those places.
I didn't really. Oh, I loved Atlanta.
Oh, but I was if you like this time in Atlanta.
I was having the time of my life.
Man, you wanted to stay there after it was over.
Yeah, exactly. And even Minnesota, I don't think that I bitched that much about it.
You did. You bitched a lot
in the morning, but not about what we did afterwards.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's
not
fair.
like Phoenix. I probably did bitch about Minnesota.
Phoenix was the worst, but Minneapolis was second worst.
But I think that you bitched about it in Minneapolis as much as I did, and I think that's where you're getting
maybe I'm
mixed
projecting.
Up
yeah,
a little bit. Phoenix, I bitched about nonstop. It was awful.
Yeah, they put us out near the airport next to a strip club. It was really something.
We had to get on the air at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
the whole thing was ridiculous.
Sleeping in shifts. Yeah, that was fun.
No, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
It was nonsense. But anyway.
Well, when the Patriots make the Super Bowl, we got to go out to San Francisco this year.
Yeah, right. Okay, have fun
So,
there.
you
Because
know
I can tell you right now, I'm not going. But you have to go. No. I'm not going to San Francisco. No. Don't worry about that. No, I won't be
The
there.
Patriots, you have to.
No,
Do I? Watch me. Not have
Fred,
to.
I don't know. You'll be disappointing some sponsors.
Yeah, no, I won't. It's not sponsored. They don't need me there.
If you were a team player, you would go.
Well, then this is where I bail out on the team. I'm not doing that.
Very disappointed in you, Fred. I thought you were with us.
I don't think they're going to have any problems not putting us up in San Francisco and flying us out to San Francisco. I don't know.
This would be the one show that does not go to San Francisco. I would agree with that.
Well, I'm not going live in San Francisco. I can tell you that, and so I don't know why we go out there to tape. So
I'll make this sacrifice right now, okay, for the show, for the presence there, boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a Patriots-Lions Super Bowl, I volunteer to go.
That's very big of you. That's excellent.
You're welcome.
Well, Jesus, the Lions make the Super Bowl. I might go.
Regardless, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd fly in day of.
yeah,
but I'd go.
I'll broadcast there. Yeah, I'll broadcast there. I'll do a.
Needs to go live Saturday.
I'll take a red eye out of here Saturday night.
I'll do a hit on the Felger and Maz pregame from the whatever bar they're at.
You could do that live show like you did in Vegas when the Patriots were out there.
Okay,
that was fun.
I'm not doing that.
You're setting them up.
Don't.
You're setting them up to badmouth someone.
Nope.
I know what you're doing, Johnny.
And I'm not going to do it.
Good for you, Hardy. Don't do it.
Damn it.
Don't fall into his trap.
I thought I had him.
He's trying to get you to badmouth ex-employees, and you're not going to do it.
Damn.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Interesting night last night in sports as a seventh-inning home run is somehow being called like one of the biggest homers of all time. And you're like, all right, well, there's 2 more innings after that. I mean, 1-run game. I don't know why you couldn't come back. I mean, it's a nice home run, but what didn't end the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like people are acting like the Springer home run is like this one of his all-time great home runs.
It was a great moment.
A great moment, but there was 2 innings,
you
6 outs after.
Yeah, you forgot it was the bottom of the 7th.
Right,
That's true.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because when I got up this morning, I'm like, oh, wow, it was a walk-off.
No.
And you're like, no, it was in the bottom of the 7th. And you're like, okay. I mean, it's a great moment for Springer, but 1-run game, I mean, manufacture a run after that, and it's tied. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports.
He's not wrong.
Right or wrong, they're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Did you catch a game last night?
We are Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life. With Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, what happened last evening?
Game 7 of the ALCS in Toronto last night. The visitors striking early and then adding to their lead in the top of the 5th.
The 0-1. Swinging a fly ball, driven deep, right field. Cal Raleigh, he has homered in Game 7. He has stung the Blue Jays yet again.
Whoa, that made it 3-1, and the score would remain 3-1 until the 7th, when the bottom of the order for Toronto would not only get 2 men on base, but advance those runners with a nifty little bunt, bringing up your leadoff hitter, George Springer. 2 men on, 1 out, bottom 7.
1-0 pitch. Swing and a fly ball. Left field and deep. A Rosarena turns. Gone! A Springer dinger. 4-3 Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th.
A Springer dinger.
It moves my finger to watch
George Springer.
Good grief.
Yeah.
But as awesome as that was for Blue Jays fans, as Fred pointed out earlier, they had a couple innings left to play, which allowed Seattle plenty of time to retake the lead. However, with their final chance here, we go to the top of the 9th.
Hoffman's payoff pitch. He got it! The Blue Jays win the pennant. They're going to the World Series.
Indeed, they are.
No base runners in the last 2 innings for Seattle, and Hoffman struck out to side the 9th. So you were saying they had 2 extra innings. It looked like Seattle quit after that. It looked like they knew they were done, unfortunately.
Well, that Springer dinger really takes the wind out of your sails, John.
But you know what I saw this morning? George Springer's 3rd on the all-time postseason home run list.
Yeah. I
believe that?
So,
Fred, did you see this list?
Let's make Fred guess who the first 2 are.
Okay.
Keep
in mind, all the all-time greats are low on the list.
No, I know, because of the playoff format
Right,
now.
right.
Okay, so all-time home runs playoff, is Pujols on it?
No. He's not in the top 5.
Okay, so it's not Judge because he doesn't hit a lot of postseason home runs, I would assume. Let me think of who is. So it's maybe other Astros?
Yes. Well, there's an Astro that's 2nd.
Okay. It's not Altuve.
It is Altuve.
Oh, it is Altuve.
27.
Okay.
Springer has 23.
All right. And is there a Dodger on that list?
He did play for the number 1 guy did play for the Dodgers at one point.
Very good, John.
But not one. That wasn't his main team.
Gibby. No. Gibby. He just hit meaningful ones.
Right.
All right. Played for the Dodgers, but that wasn't his main team.
No.
Can you give me an era?
90s, 2000s?
Yeah.
Okay, so he played for the Dodgers, but that wasn't his main team. 90s, 2000s. So it's not McGuire.
No.
It's D. Oh, boy, I shouldn't have asked about the Dodgers because now it's screwing me up.
Don't even think about
the Dodgers. The Dodgers. He was traded there, and I don't think he made the World Series with the Dodgers.
I don't think so.
No, he was traded there.
Okay.
A lot of controversy when they traded him.
Think about why John is so happy about this.
Oh, John's got a little smile on his face?
Well, no, it's just...
Oh, Manny Ramirez?
There you go.
Okay.
Manny, 29.
All right, there you go.
Pujols is tied for 7th on the list. Kyle Schwarber is tied with Springer for 3rd. He's got 23. Derek Jeter, 20 homers. Bernie Williams has got 22. Again, a lot of Yankees because they played a lot of playoff games.
I'm surprised that Jeter has that many. I'm more surprised about him than Bernie Williams.
Yeah. Bregman is actually 7th on the list, tied with Pujols. I mean, as I said, you play for one franchise that makes the playoffs over and over and over again.
Bregman had some dingers for the Cardinals there at the end of his career in the playoffs. I'll tell you this. Bo Bichette is coming back, so everyone hang on to your hats. Bo Bichette is coming back, which I'm wondering if you want him back after an injury, after you've just won you made it to the World Series. I suppose you do.
Yeah.
But I did think of it. I'm like, if he's coming up lame.
Mm-hmm. Why give him a big contract?
Well, I'm just saying, like in the World Series, like I guess have him on the roster, but then I don't know who you're eliminating from the roster. It was interesting to me. That was just interesting to me.
So game 1 in Toronto tomorrow night.
Friday night.
You sure about that? Oh, Friday night. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah, today is Tuesday.
Yes.
Friday night?
Friday night.
As much as it would be nice if it was Thursday, because I'd be a day closer to going to Cincinnati.
You sure about that? When are you leaving?
I'm leaving at 4 o'clock on Saturday to go to Cincinnati, Ohio.
And you're getting back when?
I have an 8 o'clock flight on Sunday.
4 a.m., I hope, so you can spend the day there before you have to go to the game.
My son has been really harping on me. He's like, museums. So I'm like, I'll get there. I'm like, we'll get to all the museums. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some Monday Night Football last night. We'll start with the first game of the doubleheader as the Detroit Lions, following a loss that they suffered last week to the Kansas City Chiefs. They were home to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Jared with 5 on the play clock takes the ball back, looking, throwing middle. Let's go, baby. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's gone, baby. 10-5, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions. Goff to St. Brown, 27 yards, and the Lions strike first.
In the first quarter, and that was the last time someone other than Jared Goff or Jahmyr Gibbs would touch the ball for the Lions offense for the rest of the night.
It was pretty methodical.
It seemed to be, wow, Gibbs again, huh? Gibbs again. I mean, why not when he's doing stuff like this?
Force Tampa to play a little bit tougher than
Goff on first down, hands to Jahmyr Gibbs. There he goes. Foot race, right side. You've got no shot at catching that man. 10-5, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions. 78 yards, a bolt of lightning, and the Lions were an extra point away from doubling up their lead.
78 yards, and according to Next Gen Stats, hit 22 miles an hour on that run.
Because we needed to know he was running really fast.
That one I don't mind. I like knowing how fast they're running. It's interesting to me. I don't care for obviously the graph of the chance of winning, because that's just game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like when they were down 19-0 in the fourth quarter, Denver had a very low chance of winning that game. And you're like, oh, well, there's the greatest NASA minds are on this
Well,
thing.
you think so, but you don't know until the Next Gen Stats confirm it.
I mean, it's just, I hate when people point to that and they're like, their chances of winning were da-da-da. Like, no kidding. There was very little time left and they were down a lot. By the way, Tampa Bay, Hardy, tried to give that game away in the first half. They kept fumble. Detroit couldn't capitalize. Tampa Bay gets a field goal at the end of the first half. They score a touchdown at the beginning of the second half, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, no. What's going on?
Well, and again, because it looked like on that touchdown they scored at the start of the second that they were starting to feel it a little bit.
Yes.
He's got 3 receivers to the right. The snap, pass to the right side, caught ball on the right side, inside the 20, to the 15. Tez Johnson hurdles to the 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Tez Johnson does his thing. What a tremendous run after the catch by Tez.
Yeah, with the hurdle and the spin, you're like, oh God. Oh, God, they're so they're still playing football in this. All right. That they would go for 2 after that, though, and be unsuccessful, so the score was 14-9.
A great play there's no one in the Lions secondary, and that's not an exaggeration. They have no starters, safeties, corners. They have nobody. Reed's hurt. One safety suspended, one safety's hurt. They had no one, and that was a great play on that 2-point conversion. Then they lost a corner in the middle of the game.
Yep, another one got banged up.
I mean, so they're playing with, nobody. It's funny because when I listen to the station and with the success of the Patriots, people are looking at a macro look at the NFL and they're saying, there's no great teams. And I understand that because you're going, oh, well, like look around, like Kansas City and Philadelphia, and these teams are struggling. Baltimore is no good. Like, Kansas City's good now, but the record and everything.
Yeah.
And no one on this station, weekends, days, ever mentions the Lions. And I understand because Detroit's a crappy team. It's a crappy franchise, but Detroit's a really good team. I find it funny that Detroit wouldn't be, because why? Because they lost Ben Johnston and Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn hasn't won a game. They're more than okay. This is the best talent the Lions have ever had on a team. And if they can somehow stay remotely healthy in the playoffs, and I bet you they go gangbusters at the deadline, I bet you they get a big-time pass rusher or two at the deadline, and because you got to go all in on this season, that I'd be very surprised if they're not in the NFC Championship game. Very surprised. Go ahead.
Watching the game as an impartial party, even though Tampa Bay was close and it was 14-9, I was never on a mindset that Tampa Bay was going to win the game. Detroit was, after the first quarter, dominant. Baker Mayfield, who was everyone's MVP coming into the game, was running for his life for most of the evening. And you could say, well, Mike Evans got hurt during the game. Okay, no Mike Evans.
Yeah.
You didn't have Chris Godwin, and Ibuka, who's been a great rookie, is playing with a bad hamstring. But like Fred said, Detroit's missing their entire secondary. Baker Mayfield got almost nothing done last night.
So
he looked very, very ordinary.
I didn't feel that way to that extent until a little bit later on. Now, number one, losing Mike Evans was huge, and he's got a broken collarbone, so that's going to affect, obviously, Tampa going forward for the rest of the season. But they were allowing enough medium passes down the field. And this morning I heard, there's 1 for 13 on passes thrown over 15 yards. Like, how many 12-yard passes did Baker Mayfield complete last night? How many?
Well, he didn't look good last night.
No, he didn't look good. But when they needed, there were a handful of key third downs where they picked up a couple on third and a couple on second, even, where I thought, all right, the Lions are playing this bend don't break. They're having guys off the ball enough to where they're not going to allow that big run downfield or the big reception downfield. They gave them a few underneath things so that I think Tampa thought maybe they could. And look, it was still a relatively close game. They were in position to get that touchdown. They had to go for it on fourth down several times on their second or third to last drive in order to keep that drive alive. But it was still a 2-score game at that point.
I was never worried that Detroit was going to lose.
I was at the beginning of the second half, but not so much after that. And the officials were responsible for as many of those third down conversions as anything else. I mean, the officiating. Thank God for the challenge. I guess.
And the challenge was really good, but they're just missing stuff. They're calling something on one side of the field. Like, at the very least, that should be negated by what happened on the other side.
There were several terrible calls. But that's just the way it goes.
But credit to the Lions, D. We don't have time for it, but Campbell was talking about his defense, and Kelvin Shepard, who was taken over for Aaron Glenn there, seems to have got the ear of his defense. And also Johnny Morton is running the offense in what appears to be much the same way that Ben Johnson was. So the loss of the Lions coordinators has not affected them all that much.
I remember after week 1, the people were saying the Jets had a coup because they got the Lions quarterback. They got the Lions offensive assistant as their offensive coordinator. That was the better one. Remember when Breer was in here and he was like, I wonder if there was a feeling of missing out. Well, that's no longer the case. All right, we'll be back. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins had last night off. A big evening tonight at TD Garden. Brad Marchand returns on the ice for the first time as a member of the Florida Panthers. Bruins and Panthers tonight on this radio station. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 7 and the face-off at 7:30. Patriots have today off. They're back at practice tomorrow. Next up, a home game Sunday against Cleveland. Celtics play Philadelphia at TD Garden tomorrow night in their regular season opener. Some concern for Jalen Jaylen Brown, who tweaked his hamstring last week. But Joe Mazzulla told the media yesterday Brown went through everything at practice yesterday. And Toronto beat Seattle 4-3 in Game 7 of the American League Championship Series. So the Blue Jays play the Dodgers in Game 1 of the World Series on Friday night. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Boston Vision. Tired of reading glasses? Imagine life with clear, crisp vision and no glasses. Boston Vision can correct your vision quickly and safely, just like they did for Boston legend David Ortiz. Book your free consultation today at bostonvision.com, because your best vision is Boston Vision. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
golden ticket I've gotten.
There you have it. Toucher and Hardy resumes on the Sports Hub.
I got an email from this guy, Adam, no one here, and it's an article in The Ringer about Russell Westbrook, and there's him talking about how he had doubts about LeBron James, and it says the examples of LeBron seemingly misrepresenting himself. There was the time LeBron claimed The Godfather was his favorite movie, but then failed to recall a single line when asked during a press conference to name one, which is one of the great things. And then, as we've discussed many times on this show, there was the time he carried the autobiography of Malcolm X into a media session, but stumbled when asked about his biggest takeaway. Him carrying the books was just that was one of the biggest examples of no one being in someone's orbit to say, all right, dude, like, honestly, stop. Like, I understand books, right? Like, everyone, they're available. They're nice to read. You know, maybe not with the presenting them around like you were some intellectual.
Why, are you trying to be accepted by the academics at Harvard? I mean, what's the end game of carrying the books around? You're already incredibly successful. You have more money than you know what to do with. You're well respected in the circles that you run in. Why? What's the overwhelming need to bring that other part of it?
Well, I
in?
guess it's to pose as an intellectual, much like he fakes playing chess, and he plays chess
in his mind.
Play a lot of chess.
Move me on to any black square.
Not in real life.
Yeah. So, you know, he's in a situation where he's a very gifted athlete. He's not a bad actor. The Amy Schumer movie, I mean, he's very good in it.
Does a lot of things well. I don't understand why there has this need to say, you know what, more people will think I'm cool if I bring this book in without any pages dog-eared.
Actually, a lot of people have told me you should play chess because you'll be great. I've never played chess, but in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know what happened is much like a teenager or any of us, really. You think you like see something and you go like, oh, I would like to adopt that part of that as my persona.
Sure, it's a Brady Bunch episode.
Well, I mean, it's just human nature. But as you get older, what happens is that you go, okay, maybe it's not so much an affectation as it is like something that needs to be earned. And so his whole thing is obviously he went through a phase where he was going to be a chess-playing intellectual that read.
Play a lot of chess. I've never played chess. Not in real life.
I don't know if you're on a plane why you just don't watch The Godfather. Like, if you're that into it, like, you're...
How many hours of his life are spent on a plane?
I mean, how many days? Yeah, like, probably...
Seriously,
in his life. There's probably, in real time, a year of his life that he's been on planes.
Yeah.
Like a full year. So, 24-hour days. So I don't know how you couldn't spend 2.5 hours on one of those. Even in increments, at 15 minutes at a time, why you wouldn't just, if you think The Godfather is something that's so splendid and such a mark of like intellectual maturity, why? I understand you didn't read the autobiography of Malcolm X. A lot of words and everything. You didn't want to dig into it. But, I mean, I don't really understand. I don't know. Again, if I had a year, I mean, you could read half a page a day and at least get a feel for it. But whatever. Reading, I suppose, is difficult for some people. But The Godfather, I mean, I didn't like The Godfather particularly. I thought, and it took me a lot of times to get through that first scene of the wedding that people love, because nothing happens. And it was bothering me. But I got through it, and I watched it, and now I've watched The Godfather. It wasn't overly difficult.
You didn't even like Sonny taking the bridesmaid up to the bathroom there? That happens.
I don't remember. I just remember it took me a few tries to get through it. Now, Godfather 2, I enjoyed, but I've only seen it once, and I've never seen The Godfather 3.
No, you shouldn't.
But everyone was making a racket about The Godfather, so I bought the I mean, I understand there was the price point. Maybe he didn't want to invest in the 3 DVDs. But I bought for like, at the time, $50. I bought the 3 Godfather movies. And I put the first one in, couple stops and starts, and then I finally sat down and watched the thing. And now I've seen The Godfather. And it was simple as that. I'm 50, and in 2 hours and 30 minutes of my life were spent consuming that. And now I can rightly say, now if you would say, like, what happened in The Godfather? Like, can you tell me something that happened? And I could say, well, there was a horse head in the bed. And so I've answered the question, see?
Yeah.
And even if I never saw The Godfather before I saw it, I would know that they hid a gun in the bathroom and that he killed a guy. Like, why? Because I'm alive.
Louis in the Bronx.
I'm alive. Leave the gun, take the cannoli, whatever the hell they say. I know something like that happened.
I got one of those old toilets, with the chain.
Yeah.
If we could get a gun there for Mike.
And the guy from Barney Miller's bopping around there and everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if before I saw The Godfather, I could tell you something that happened in The Godfather. I could probably even stumble out an answer about the autobiography of Malcolm X if you asked me.
I've never seen the Goonies, but I can tell you, the Truffle Shuffle and the what's the monster guy's name, and Josh Brolin's in it. And,
Yes.
Yeah. I can fake it.
Yeah, there's the fat kid with the Truffle Shuffle. Yes, exactly. We all have seen that.
Throw Mama from the Train lady. She's the bad guy, right? Yeah.
Throw Mama from the train.
Wow.
That was on last night.
Was it really?
Whoa.
Oh, man.
What do you have where
watch any of
stuff's
it?
on?
Crisscross.
We don't have a cousin Patty.
I do your murder. You do mine. Crisscross.
Crisscross.
That movie still makes me laugh out loud. All Danny DeVito stuff.
Yeah.
I got to watch
hi,
it again
T.
because I hated it when I was a kid.
Like a milkman going.
I got to watch it again.
You know what? It holds up.
Okay, because I hated it when I was a little kid. So I have horrible memories of it. Maybe something happened to me.
Professor Donner, that was the whole point. I kill your wife, you kill my mama. That's the whole point. Cows. That's the whole point.
All right, well, now you're blowing it. Now when that happens, I won't chuckle to myself.
Yeah.
All right, well.
You'll even enjoy Billy Crystal in it.
Yeah, I think that's what I didn't enjoy
about
the first time through. You had a Billy Crystal in a very
weak
role. Like there was movies where Billy Crystal's incredibly weak. Like that referee movie where he's the referee.
Forget Paris.
Like he's a real pussy.
Forget Paris.
This is my
City
farewell.
Slickers. Like he's a huge pussy. Like those.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to believe Bruno Kirby's the tough guy. The guy's like 4'11". Like, all right, get out of here with Bruno Kirby. But
He's a man's man.
Yeah,
like if you had watched The Godfather, he plays a young Clemenza.
I didn't even remember.
And he's more believable as a tough guy because he's in The Godfather. Might be part 2 where he plays the young Clemenza.
Well, listen, Joe Pesci made a career being a tough guy, and if you saw him on the street, you'd be like, "Ah, there's a troll among us." All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We'll finally finish this Bill Belichick hot mic stuff. I'll see if I can get
Play a lot of chess.
Move me on to any black square.
Not in real life.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
big story of this game is the return of Brad Marchand, who'll be facing his former team here for the first time since he was traded at the deadline last season.
I'm excited for this one. I mean, it'll be fun to compete against my guys that I've played with for a long time and be on the other side of it in here. I'm sure it'll be a pretty intense game. So it'll be fun to play in front of the Bruins fans again. And so I'm excited.
Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 7 and the face-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Patriots players have today off. They'll be back at practice tomorrow. Their next game is Sunday at home against Cleveland. 2 games last night. Detroit beat Tampa Bay 24-9 and Seattle beat Houston 27-19. Celtics open up their regular season tomorrow night at home against Philadelphia. Jaylen Brown went through everything at practice yesterday as he returns after tweaking his hamstring last week. And Toronto beat Seattle 4-3 in Game 7 of the American League Championship Series last night. George Springer, the go-ahead 3-run homer in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Blue Jays host the Dodgers in Game 1 of the World Series Friday night. L.A. took 2 out of 3 from Toronto in early August at Dodger Stadium. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. They've teamed with Sam Hauser for Veterans Assist and will donate $25 for each assist up to $50,000 to the Tufts University School of Dental Medicine Cares for Veterans Program. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/veterans. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Takes the snap, rolling to his right. He's being chased by Judon. Drake May on the run for the 5. Gets away.
Drake May knows it.
Boston, I think it's the best sports city in the world.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
And now, back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. If you want to watch us, you can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson were going to do a show called Coach, which was about a coach that was now is coaching for Minnesota State University, and he had a clumsy assistant that had always been by his side, and a tall, dumb fella that was going to be his other assistant. And he was living with a woman that was an intellectual, and they were a very odd couple. But then he was beat out for the role by the guy from All the Right Moves,
Craig T. Nelson.
Right.
Oh.
Coach, not the greatest show ever.
Remember at the end where he went pro?
He went to Orlando, and Mona was the owner.
Mona was the owner. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember there was a scene. Kayshon Johnson was going to be the #1 pick, and he called
sadly, I
Kayshon.
remember that too.
He called Kayshon, Coach, you draft me, I'm not playing for you.
Sadly, I remember that too, because I sadly too have probably seen every episode of Coach, despite my not liking it.
I know.
I never liked it. But yet it was on television, so I watched it.
And Mona sold the #1 draft pick to Jerry Jones for like a herd of buffalo or something like that.
Mona, what are you doing with Kayshon Johnson, Mona? You're slutting it up tonight, Mona. All right. I bet you if you looked at Mona on Who's the Boss, she was like 35. All right. Even though her daughter was the love interest of Tony Danza. All right. By the way, Delta Burke, first season of Who's the Boss, goes and tries to seduce Tony. She's incredible looking.
Really?
Like, she's in a one-piece leotard. She's like
full command of her fastball.
Like, just you wouldn't believe how beautiful Delta Burke was. Like, she's like masturbatory material. Like when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God.
And then she got to designing women,
but you could always tell that. I know she was heavy, but she was still like a beautiful face. And then she got like outrageously heavy. But even in designing women, I didn't think she was unattractive.
Oh.
Yeah, kaboom.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like a real beauty, like a real beauty. All right, and then she married the guy from Simon and Simon, then from there it all went downhill. All right, so Pablo Torre has got audio that was leaked by the people from NFL Films. We've been over this, are very much as responsible as anyone for the popularity of the NFL. They innovated, I've come to find, like a lot of video and audio techniques that are used in movies today. Like, NFL Films knows what they're doing, bottom line, and here is Pablo Torre. So who's going to be on the show tomorrow.
So when I talked to the many people who were around this set at NFL Films Studios, working on Coach, this ill-fated show from Bill Belichick, one of the funny things that did become clear is that nobody was even sure whether Belichick was aware of like this degree of just general tension and dysfunction emanating through this whole enterprise, right? So Matt Patricia looking the way he did, Lombardi being off somewhere off screen, Jordan Hudson, all of that.
Can you imagine that triumvirate of Hudson, Patricia, and Lombardi all milling around?
Solving the world's problems.
Yeah, like you got Lombardi and Hudson like poking around, telling you what to do. Two idiots with a captain idiot being the host of it. And by the way, Jordan Hudson has no role on this thing. She just showed up. So you would think that if you were 24 and you showed up to a big, television project and you were interested in television, that you would, when I first got into radio, kind of sat there and was like, okay, these people know what they're doing. People far less than, part-time guys in Atlanta. I would sit and stay silent and watch and learn. I wasn't, by the time I was 24, I was working in it. But like when I was 22, 21, I wasn't bopping around, putting it on the table and going like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. And I was aware of that. That's not asking a lot, by the way. That's not a huge ask to go, if you don't know what you're doing, shut up. Like, that's not so hard. It boggles my mind when people are like that. Any one of you guys show up to NFL Films and they go, you want to, and your friend's doing a project. You don't start telling them what to do. It's preposterous.
But if you see somebody obviously doing something wrong, like you guys sitting here on your iPads and phones and your computers, have you considered a typewriter?
Put yourself in that situation. Your best friend, say, is gonna. You say you made best friends with Vrabel, and they're like, we're gonna do this show with Vrabel. Fly him out to L.A. Go out to L.A. He goes, you want to come along? You go, yeah. Fly out to L.A. You get in there and you start telling him what to do. Hey, stop it. Stop it. I watch TV. You start using what I say.
This is all wrong. This set looks terrible.
Yeah, you guys need to hear what I have to say. It's unbelievable. I guess if you bang the right guy, all that knowledge gets seeped into your body through your vagina.
Second row in the middle.
All right, here we go.
People were not sure whether it was because human emotion isn't Belichick's strong suit. They weren't sure if it's just because all of them kept on just kissing Belichick's ass in person. But the thing that came across, as exemplified by this next clip of Jordan Hudson leaning in and attempting to have a private conversation with her boyfriend / business partner / boss on tape, is that they did enjoy shitting on other people.
Okay, so he's about to play the audio. And this is why I love this story. Part of it is because everyone kissed Belichick's ass in person, and now everything that people really thought about him is coming out. And it is a great when someone's mistreated people for this long, and the people around them have mistreated people for this long and continue to mistreat people in some circumstances that I am not at liberty to say. That I do find it nice when it finally all gets to be aired out. Like someone who was walking around with all this hubris and ass kissing now is really hearing what people thought about him. It's like a living wake where everyone is just crapping on you. And hopefully a lesson to all of us. Here we go.
Oh, that looks great.
By the way, they have live mics on. They have hot mics. They're lapel mic. Belichick's wearing a lapel mic. So these two television experts don't understand that the mic could be picking up what they're saying.
It's not hidden. The mic is in full view.
No. There's not a This is not a
it's
secret.
Right there.
Not a CIA operation.
No.
This is a lapel mic from a show that he's the host of.
Or and pick up what you're saying, but also Belichick sucking on his Luden's cough drop.
We'll get to the noises. Yeah, So this is Belichick. He doesn't know that the mic can pick him up because he's unaware of he's such a television expert, the two of them. They're unaware of microphones. I mean, that's pretty in-depth stuff. Someone who doesn't even know that a mic picks up your voice and tapes it. This is what they're concerned about. But by the way, this is just also a little insight because he's obviously not aware that they can hear him and they're taping him. I mean, even though he should be because he's on television. This is just what it sounds like to be talking to Bill Belichick in real life. The noises.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. Let's go. Yep. All right.
We should have Tony Pope that.
No kidding. Thank you for helping solve this.
You should send him one of those texts, like even when I'm working, even when I'm with somebody else, I'm thinking of you.
Oh, should I send him a text that says that, stupid? Is that what I should do? But 74-year-old man, you should send him one of those texts with the meme.
Even when I'm with somebody else, I'm thinking of you.
He's chomping and she's going. And you got to sit there and like pretend. Yeah, it's funny. Should I do that? Wouldn't that be great if he goes, should I? Out with you.
You know what? It just hit me. I'm sick of you.
Yeah. How about this?
I did what I thought I wanted to do more than once, and now I'm over it. You got to go
It was
forever.
the strangest thing. Once I had an orgasm last night, you became very uninteresting.
Wow. It took a lot longer to dawn on me than I thought, but it did, and now it's here.
How about I'm rich and old? I text no one ever. How about that?
I was thinking of you the whole time. You want to something? We should get Tony in here.
You're very much.
He would make this place better than what it is. I'll tell you that.
I mean, come on. He's farting through his throat. I mean, who couldn't want to have sex with this? What the hell's going on? Okay, so we explored this very briefly yesterday. Either he's got a chronic physical condition or an OCD. Like that sounds like he has some compulsion to keep clearing his throat. Yeah, I don't know anyone who does that. Do you? My dad sucks on his teeth, which is infuriating. But that's not a medical condition. He needs to get hypnotized or something or start taking Xanax. He's got a lot going through that brain of his. Trust me. He's got like Tourette's of the throat.
I almost think that you should have Jim Neely. I don't know if that's who you were talking about. If you guys could actually have somebody rather than try to talk through what it is that you want to happen to do. Like you want to say like this is what we're going to do. Right, but I think that's you need to like them say like we're going to take care of this because it needs to be done a certain way. And we literally, honestly, you're better air casting up there, just like up to the television.
He's better air casting or whatever the hell she's saying.
I don't think she knows what she's saying.
Oh, you think?
Air casting? Okay.
Well, she did henna at a place in Provincetown. I mean, obviously she came in third place in the Miss Maine USA pageant.
Oh, make sure you say it right. 12, is that right?
He did. Yes.
No, I did it right.
I'm looking out for you here. I don't want any more letters badly written.
I don't want the other organization suing us for I mean, what a preposterous notion that was.
I still can't get over the fact.
I mean, it's just so everyone is so dumb.
Cease and desist.
It's not even dumb. I wish I would quit saying dumb because I say it too much. It's just this whole air of like importance that doesn't exist.
Preposterous.
It's just preposterous.
Yeah. Miss Maine USA.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, you said Miss Maine
make sure we all got it.
Right, because we were told by the other Miss Maine organization to lay off saying Miss Maine because,
that's for Miss America.
And then people wouldn't appreciate what they do as much anymore with the great pageant industry that's so prevalent in our society, as if we're living in 1860.
And even if he's not physically here, if you say like just be available to connect.
Hologram in or something. I don't know. Maybe we could invent a Star Wars thing where we just beam you in.
Connect with us during this period of time. I mean, you guys have done the screen sharing thing. He would show you the graphics and say, here's what it is that we want to have done. And then you review it in real time. He makes the changes. And then, honestly, if he sends it to Matt and it's projected on the screen, like that would be so much faster. I don't know how they have 4 full-time graphics people.
I get you.
Right.
That's not really Joe's thing. That's what Matt and I were just talking about. It's not really Joe's thing. Like, could we teach him to do it?
Yeah, Bill, you and Jordan teach the fella from NFL Films how to do it. When it's 3 inches from your mouth. And by the way, how close does Jordan have to be to him? I don't know about you, but I'm not positive I want someone with their face right next to me.
Well, I don't know if he does, but for her, I mean, the smell of mothballs and stale urine, that's got to be overpowering.
It's time for a change.
You should ask 12.
I'm about to mount you. I'm ready. Time to mount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you the character from Blue Velvet?
Yeah.
Are you more likely to get an erection if they put a Western on?
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
Bill, I know you're not feeling warmed up right now. Would it help if I put on the honeymooners for you?
Yeah.
Bill, I know you're having trouble. Could I put on a leather helmet?
Yeah.
All right. Bill, I've got your fake Navy uniform so you can finally perform.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Bill, I'm pretty much going to take all your money and do whatever I want, and you're just going to sit and take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
But then he becomes a graphics guy, and we need somebody who did that for us, and we have to figure out who's available to do that. You know,
Who knows?
It's like they're like 8 years old building a ship to sail away in the backyard. You know, I found a treasure map. I think in the park that someone buried $1 million in gold.
But if we dig deep enough and we hit clay, we can get to China. I heard voices the last time we dug like 4 feet down.
It's like the Little Rascals. I mean, they're putting on a play. Doesn't this remind you when you were little? Like getting in the backyard and anything was possible.
We need a bigger shovel.
I have a graphics person.
Yeah. Listen, I found 2 2x4s and some nails. Next thing you know, we'll be in China.
You know,
Who knows how to arrange the stats? Because
I know how to arrange the pillows to make a sweet fort. Our parents will never find us.
We had 2 shovels.
That would be so much faster.
God, they're dumb. So great. So great. The 2 of them conspiring like 2 morons. It's like Abbott and Costello. The 2 of them. He's honking and a hooting. He sucks. I don't know anyone who does that.
You know,
Who knows how to arrange the stats? Because I have a graphics person who helped me with the website.
we need a football person.
I think they're using all of the underdog people from the other things that don't know how to.
We need a football person. We need a graphics person. I need a lightsaber. If I only had a lightsaber, I think that it would really spruce things up. We need a graphics person. We need a football person. I need an enema.
But I need a really good stick. Yeah, I haven't found a good stick to swing around in a long time.
Yeah.
That'd make this so much better.
Yeah.
Maybe we get Star Wars guy in here and he could make all the cool graphics. Maybe they could have like a running thing that goes up and spaces in the background and it talks about my life.
Do anything else aside from what they do on all the other shows, which honestly, frankly, really isn't that good. The same thing that we ran, like the final thing for the coach logo that we ended up with was like white letters and a black background. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like make it leather. Like
oh my god.
And a black background. I was like, I'm not doing.
He's like he's pushing out a fart.
White letters and a black background. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like make it leather. Like.
And then all of a sudden, just egg.
White letters and a black background. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like make it leather. Like make it something.
I'm hoping it goes.
Well, the first thing I would do is know that microphones pick up your voice. That might be the first thing you television experts might want. Even I know that.
So
I have a fairly good idea that if you put a microphone on my kids, on their lapel mic, put a lapel mic on my kids for the duration that they had that mic on, regardless of what they were doing, they would watch what they said. That's just a hunch. And neither of them have ever been on television, to my knowledge. Maybe in the background at NBC Sports Boston or something. But I have a very good feeling if you put well, my son's not that much younger than her, 7 years younger than her. But if you put a lapel mic on them, that they would know not to talk. No matter how low you speak, that microphone's still going to pick you up. I mean, it's you get how funny that is, that they're talking into a live mic about how much more they know about television than the people taping the live mic. I mean, you wouldn't believe it if it was on a show. You would go, that's something out of Anchorman. That's something out of Anchorman.
And apparently when Bill used to do a lot of TV around here, we've heard from people. It's like he was always aware of that stuff. Like he wouldn't say anything. He's like, they're always listening. They're always listening.
No,
so he's
just blown away by Jordan. He probably trusted her. She knows. She's a television expert.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan Johnston, the Bruins. Marchand is back tonight. We will talk to him in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy.
many offers become an insider.
Just like local friends and.
And then, is there anyone from the Celtics who's more beloved than Marchand in the 20 years?
Oh, in the last 20 years?
No, obviously Bird. And
yeah, any of those teams. Pierce?
Yeah, he's probably like a Pierce level.
Yeah, Pierce.
Yeah, I would say Paul Pierce, him, Bergeron.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. There's the Red Sox that don't shoot themselves in the foot after they retire.
Pedroia is up there.
Pedroia, absolutely. All right. Schilling, of course.
Yes, right.
Well, listen, Ryan Johnston is the voice of the Boston Bruins on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Tonight they host the very banged-up Florida Panthers, but Marchand will be back on the ice. Ryan, hello.
Morning, guys.
Good morning. So I know that the Bruins are not afraid of a tribute. They do it for far, far, far less more important players.
You got some extra material, Ryan, you could kill time with?
We're looking forward to seeing what they've got cooked up tonight because this is a big one. You know, I'm sure we'll have a few more during the course of this season. Brandon Carlo will visit, and Charlie Coyle will visit, and things like that. But this is a guy who should be destined to have his number in the rafters one day. You would think.
Oh, you would? I would assume so. But here we go. Crowd reaction? I have my own thoughts, but what do you think of the crowd? What the crowd reaction is going to be?
For the tribute or for
just for him in general? Take us through
the
the ups and downs of the game.
Yeah, it'll be. I have to think it's going to be all love. I would hope people understand that Marchand not being here, I don't think is his fault. I don't really blame the organization either. It's they had two different directions that they needed to go, and he turned out to be right that there was a longer term contract out there and a better offer, and he goes down to Florida, he wins the Stanley Cup, and then he gets a 6-year deal at 37 years old. I don't think you can fault him for that, and so. This is one of those rare times where I think it was probably better for everybody that they parted ways. And I don't think that the fans will hold any ill will toward him. Now, once the game gets going, could be a totally different story because he's Brad Marchand and he's going to play like it. And with the emotions running high tonight, he'll be at his best, and that it will tend to include some things that'll piss off the opposing team.
I don't think that the Bruins are good enough for people to turn on Marchand tonight. I just think that
the fix is in. Paul Maurice is going to start him. They'll introduce him, and the crowd will go nuts.
But I just think that during the flow of the game, that if this was a team that people was going to challenge for a cup, and Florida was between them and the cup, emotions might be a little bit different. But this early in the season, with this particular Bruins team, who, by the way, need to pick up some wins against Florida while Florida doesn't have anyone. Because let's talk about that. Florida is very shorthanded right now, aren't they?
Yeah, so their captain, Alexander Barkov, is going to miss the season. Just an unfortunate knee injury in training camp during a practice. Matthew Tkachuk is sidelined for a decent chunk of the season. I think he's not going to be back at least until it sounds like December, maybe January. They're also missing Tomas Nosek. They're missing Dmitry Kulikov, defenseman, is going to be out long term. He just got hurt recently, so yeah, I mean they're hurting, and the Bruins. Listen, this is still a really good team. They still have Reinhart, they still have Verhaeghe, they still have Sam Bennett, they still have Sergei Bobrovsky, who's still one of the best goalies in the league. But you're right. Take advantage of them while you can. The Bruins are going to be in the same situation with Ottawa. They're going to play Ottawa 3 times while Brady Tkachuk's out for the next 6 to 8 weeks. And so, it's an opportunity to maybe steal some points where you might have trouble otherwise.
Yeah, it's just kind of a weird spot for Marchand because, of course, he's not going to trade the extra Stanley Cup for anything. And the opportunity ended up benefiting him. But now that the team, with everything you just said, Ryan, with who they still have in place and they're still a good team, it's got to be feeling different for him right now than it did certainly after the Cup win and even before the start of the season. that like, we probably don't have nearly the shot or any shot really at winning it again. And now I got to play against my former team and feel this thing is, I don't know if it's going to give him second thoughts, but he's probably going to be missing Boston a little bit more given the situation that Florida has right now than he would have had they had full health and they were legitimately looking at another cup run.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, look, we'll see kind of how Florida looks tonight in total. They've lost 4 in a row after they won their first 3. They had a 3-game homestand to start the season, won them all, and then they went on the road, and I think they've scored 4 total goals in the last 4 games. Got shut out by Buffalo on Saturday afternoon. If you saw it, by the way, if you saw any of the highlights of that, Marshy got a $5,000 fine for ripping Rasmus Dahlin's helmet to shreds, throwing it out on the ice from the penalty box.
Yeah, we saw that.
So he's been on his best behavior. Good to see. Yeah, so there, listen, I think from their perspective, they could really use a win tonight. I would imagine that they're looking to ride some of the emotion that Marchand will have this evening, and maybe that injects a little bit of extra life into their team. But listen, I think you tend to see it with defending champions, whether they're injured or not. The start of the next season, they've had a shorter off season than most. It sometimes will take them a little while to get going. And, and it certainly doesn't help when you're missing players the caliber of Tkachuk and Barkov to try and get your team off to a good start. But I think, at the end of the season, Florida's still going to be very much in the mix. And, Paul Maurice is one of the best coaches in the league. They've won back-to-back cups for a reason. They've got an incredible nucleus there, even without Barkov. If he ends up missing the entirety of the playoffs, who knows what they'll have at that point when you get through all 82 games. But they're very much going to be pushing for a third straight cup, Barkov or no.
Ryan, another team that won its first 3 games and lost their last 4 are the Bruins. Can you explain what happened to them on this last road trip, especially on the defensive end?
Yeah, the first 2 games of that road trip especially, you're playing Vegas and Colorado they're phenomenal teams. And I said this on the air the other day. Colorado will be here on Saturday. Vegas will be in town later this year. If you get a chance to see those teams in person, do it. Because they play an incredible brand of hockey, and it's really fun to watch. It's not so much fun when you're rooting for the Bruins and you see at times, a guy like Cale Makar skating circles around players, but it's really something. That said, the Bruins didn't stay committed to their defensive structure. We saw it some in the game here on Monday against Tampa Bay, especially in the first half of that game. Tampa was able to move the puck through the neutral zone with speed and get the offensive blue line and really kind of get things going off the rush. And we saw a lot of that against Vegas and against Colorado as well. Nathan McKinnon, they could not slow him down. And Marco Sturm was not happy about the way that they approached it. They're not built to play run and gun with that team or really any team. So, they've got to stay committed to that. We saw that through the first 3 games of this season. We haven't really seen it as much through much of the road trip. Now, they got better at it against Utah. Unfortunately, that game got away from them in the third period. But there was a much better effort, both offensively and defensively in that game. And then, offensively, listen, Marco Sturm, I give him credit. 6 games into his career as an NHL head coach, and against Colorado, he benched his top line for basically the last 12 minutes of that game. I think David Pastrnak skated like 10 seconds in the last 11 and a half minutes. Elias Lindholm didn't see the ice at all. Zacha got 1 shift. He was on the top line that night. Top 6 has not been good enough, and he has called them out for it. We saw the results of that effort on Sunday against Utah. Pasta ends up getting a couple of goals, but there's still some guys that really need to get going. Morgan Geekie is chief among them. Beersy talked about it on the broadcast on Sunday. Geekie's really just kind of fighting the puck right now. things that we became accustomed to seeing him do, one-timers, him and Pasta with the connection that they had last year. The puck just seems to be exploding off his stick every time it comes at him. He had a one-timer attempt the other night that missed the net by a mile. It's just not there yet for him. And I went back and looked, and I think Ty Anderson had mentioned it on the hockey show on Saturday. Geekie, since he got to Boston, has been really slow in starting. I think last year he didn't score his first goal until almost mid-November. And then the year before that was kind of a similar thing. He got one early, I think, but really didn't get going until close to Thanksgiving. Now, hopefully it doesn't take that long. But, the fact that he didn't, he was a healthy scratch early in the season last year and didn't really get going until mid-November and still wound up with 30-plus goals. You just hope that, he finds his game sooner rather than later and gets back to the player that he showed he can be.
Brian, do you ever consider going to morning skate today and going down to ice level and waving Geekie over to the glass and just saying, "Hey, you're squeezing the stick." Just give him from what you see from your perspective. That'd be appropriate, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think I'll probably leave Beersy to do that.
Yeah, okay.
Comes better from a former player.
I wouldn't be so sure.
His observation. I don't want to steal. I don't want to steal Beersy's thunder. He was the one who kind of pointed out that some of the Geeky struggles. So perhaps I'll leave it to him to do that.
You see things. You have thoughts. Share them.
And can I give you some advice? It's all about stealing someone's thunder. That's what it's all about, baby. Don't worry about stealing. You take that thunder, you make it your own. I'll tell you, Ryan's very nice. At the beginning of the season, he sends out an email and he's like, "I got tickets to these games, first come, first serve." But I got to tell you, Ryan, it's too much of a project at that point. You're putting a lot of dates out there. It's very difficult to navigate a calendar. I just threw my hands in the air. But I do appreciate it. I wanted you to know I do appreciate it. I never got back to it because it was a mass email. But I do appreciate it. I do
have some tickets, mostly later on in the season, for people like you who don't want to plan ahead too far. So always feel free to reach out. And if they're available, I'm more than happy to share.
Well, you're always very kind about that. I wanted to say something while I was thinking about it because I felt bad about not emailing back, but it was a mass email.
Well, you weren't the only one I didn't hear back from, so don't feel bad.
All right. Well, those people are worse than me because they haven't said anything, and now I have. All right, true. Ryan. Big game tonight. I would say that. I mean, big early season game. I mean, this is a vulnerable Florida team that's lost 4 in a row like you. So you get in there, you get that win, and now you chalk one up against Florida, and, that helps you. All right, Ryan, thank you so much. Enjoy the game tonight.
Anytime, guys.
All right, appreciate it. Here we go. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented.
No, it's a bad
But
song.
I'd rather have a million days
Yeah,
with you.
like it's like they had all these songs, and that's the song that they put out as the single.
Isn't that a cover of Bare Naked Ladies? If I had $1 million.
Thankfully, no.
Oh no, but they were sued and it ripped off, and it was proven that they ripped them off, as many bands have gone on to do. By the way, we were talking about Mona yesterday, or today, this morning, earlier. Mona from Who's the Boss. Her name is Katherine Hellman. When Who's the Boss came on, I was telling you that Delta Burke, first season, does a she tries to seduce. She's the neighbor. She tries to seduce Tony Danza. She's like incredible looking. But Mona was the sex pot mother of the main female character of Who's the Boss. The titular character was Tony Danza. How old was Katherine Hellman when she first started? And she was the grandma of a boy.
I had already looked this up, so
Okay, so
Jonathan,
Jonathan,
I will not.
The way you are setting this up, she's got to be.
Well, I'll
less
give you. Judith Light was 35.
Okay, I'm going to say Katherine Hellman was 45.
I'll say she's 42.
And she had a 35-year-old daughter on the show?
Oh, you mean what her age on the show was supposed to be?
No. How old she was when she played the character? You're saying 42 years old.
I'm saying she was 42
a 42-year-old grandmother
when she played this character.
Of a.
This isn't going well.
No, wait a minute. I'm misunderstanding the question. Ask it again, please.
How old was the actress Katherine Hellman the first
How
season
old
of
was
Who's
the
the Boss?
actress? Okay.
I don't know how you misunderstood it.
So she was. You said Judith Light was. 35.
We're going way too much into this. Just I don't care what you have to say. She was 55.
Okay, grandma at 55 with a
Yeah.
grown. Yeah.
And how old are you, Jonathan?
Older than that.
How old are you?
57.
So you're season 3 of Who's the Boss?
Yes, sir.
Catherine Hellman. And she's dead.
Like the manager who's the manager in The Natural? The name of the actor.
Oh, Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley was like 50.
Well, the good news is
Natural in real life. I'm like, oh my god! I remember watching that movie. Like, oh,
but they're
so
two
old.
different things. Wilford Brimley looked super old at a younger age.
Yeah.
Katherine Hellman was considered hot, and if you go back and look at the early seasons of Who's the Boss, any one of you would have banged Katherine Hellman at that time. But as a child, you thought she was very old. So it's two different things. Wilford Brimley just looked old. Wilford Brimley doesn't bother me his age because it's just more Wilford Brimley than anything else. He looked like crap. I mean, he was just old and crappy looking at a young age. It's no one's fault but his own.
Dead or alive, Katherine Hellman.
I just said she's dead.
Oh.
Jesus Christ,
Sorry,
between the two of
I
you.
was just looking something.
Hardy,
That's my fault.
Fire everyone. You have the power.
John,
to
we're
do
having
it.
a bad segment.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Turn it into like Adam, like everyone's hanging on Adam's answer for how old Katherine Hellman was. It was just to make fun of John. It was just a way to make fun of John's age. That's all it was.
Congratulations.
42 years old.
Yeah. Grandmother
Grandmother at 42. Yes, it was a story about a 12-year-old bride that I mean, remember they lived in Connecticut. The daughter was a very successful ad executive. Now, Who's the Boss? I can't say I've seen every episode of, but it's close. It's close.
I'm not saying this to prove any point other than to prove how on an island you are. I don't think I've ever seen an episode. I know the show. I've seen it down in the background, but I never sat down and watched I know I've never sat down and watched an episode of it.
Oh, so what did you do during the day?
Okay, so give me a year you were watching Who's the Boss.
It was never when it was on TV.
No, of course.
It was when it was in syndication.
Okay.
So I bet you went to syndication in like, well, I can look, but I would guess when I was in my early teens.
The show went to syndication, what, mid-90s?
You just said early teens.
No. The mid-90s is when it went to syndication.
Yeah, that's
It was
mid-teens.
It was through 91, 2, or 3, something like that. That's when it was actually on the air.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so, it ended in 92, but it went into syndication, I would imagine, before that. So I watched it in my early... Who's the Boss? 1987 it went into syndication.
Whoa.
So right away, it went... So I was 12. So I probably saw it between the ages of 12 and 16. If I was home, I had my friend on. I'm an only child. My father wasn't around very much. And who wanted to be around my mother? So I would put the TV on,
all right,
and that
I'm gonna
was
go
my
back.
friend.
I'm going to go back 4 years from that because we're like 4 years different. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And as in that time, I'm thinking like, all right, 83 something. What I remember watching more than anything at that time.
It would be like 87.
Okay. All right.
So you were 16 and I was 12.
All right. Well, when I was 16, I was driving and I didn't watch a lot of TV.
See, me, I was
just
still
going
watching
everywhere.
TV.
Okay. So if I go, my age would have been in 1983, and I think if I were home watching TV, which I did a lot, I would watch whatever movie was on either HBO or on TV. We had on TV.
Whoa. Make it rain.
Yeah.
We didn't have cable until I was old.
And they had like 3 movies on, and whatever was on, I would watch it over and over and over again. And for that reason, I've seen Rocky III, I'm sure, more than any other film in history. And I mean, there was a time where my friend Rob Poston and I would try and do the entire movie from start to finish, dialogue-wise. We could just remind each other and correct each other. It's like, no. This is the scene where they're driving the little car down the little pathway outside the house. What do you want for breakfast? Do you want the Wheaties at breakfast or what? Champions, honk, honk. And then we'd cut to the next scene. So I watched that. I remember watching that Alan Alda movie, The Four Seasons, over and over and over again.
Well, we all did. I mean, that was a rite of passage at that time.
That came on TV. So it wasn't shows as much as I would just watch the movie that was on.
Well, in season 5 of Who's the Boss, there was an average of 31 million people watching every episode. And your precious Ryder Cup had 3 million. So 10 times as many people were watching an episode of Who's the Boss in 1988 than they were watching the Ryder Cup.
You're really like trying to prove some point that you were right on the Ryder Cup numbers. Earlier you said 10% of the population is into golf, and only...
I said 5.
5% of the population was into golf, and only a small fraction of that number would be watching. Right?
Mm.
But if 5% of the
male population
of the
2.5.
Well, I didn't know you were going to be such a misogynistic pig about it. Forget the whole exercise.
Well, then you don't know me very well. Of course I was going to be a misogynistic pig about it. I mean, after all, there's no bigger slight to women than saying that you're not as into golf as men. Just that'd be like saying women aren't as into sports radio. And you should see when I hit the streets.
The women come charging up. How dare you?
I mean, they're like every day. They're like, I listen to you constantly. I can't get enough. So, I mean, I wouldn't mean to split genders into demos. Rarely done in the broadcast industry. I apologize. I'll take a step back. And I'm not trying to prove anything with the Ryder Cup. It was just on top of mind. I just saw that 31 million people watched Who's the Boss. I didn't look it up. I'm just looking up
there's
Catherine
like
Ellman's
3
age.
things on.
I know. It's more of just like a time capsule. You always think I'm attacking you. I'm not. I thought it was a curiosity.
No, you were attacking the Ryder Cup.
Or earlier.
Yes.
But I was trying to make Keegan Bradley feel better because I think he thinks a lot more people care than they do. It actually was coming out of a place of kindness.
It's odd that your brain feels that making someone feel better.
Make me feel better.
Is by telling someone what they devoted the last 2 years of their life to doesn't matter and no one cares.
If I screwed up something and I thought it was the weight of the world was on my shoulders and someone came around and said, not that many people care about it, it would make me feel 100 times better. If I won and someone said no one cares,
and that's why
it would make me feel worse.
That's why you're wired differently. If you screwed up something on the air and I said to you, don't worry, Fred, nobody cares about this show. Nobody listens to it.
It would make me feel better.
That's
it
odd.
absolutely would, because I wouldn't be in trouble.
That's one of the many reasons why you're weird. You're a weird guy.
Weirdly wonderful. Weird like a rainy day. I don't know.
Perfect.
It makes flowers bloom is what I'm saying.
Ended on that. That was really good.
All right. We'll be back. Andrew Callahan is here.
You're listening to Toucher. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins had last night off after coming home without any points on a 3-game road trip. They'd lost 4 in a row overall. They'll play Brad Marchand at TD Garden for the very first time tonight, and they welcome the 2-time defending champion Florida Panthers to town. Marchand didn't downplay this game yesterday either. This one means something for both sides.
It'll be different for sure, being on the other side of it. You know, you always want to go in and you know, there's a respect factor and a love for the guys, but it gets pretty intense pretty quick.
Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 7 and the face-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Patriots players have today off. They'll be back at practice tomorrow. Their next game is at home against Cleveland on Sunday. 2 Monday night games yesterday evening. Detroit beat Tampa Bay 24-9, and in the late game, Seattle beat Houston 27-19. Celtics open up their regular season tomorrow night at home against Philadelphia. There was some concern for Jaylen Brown, who missed a lot of the last preseason game with a hamstring problem. Joe Mazzulla told the media yesterday he went through everything at practice. And at the baseball playoffs, Toronto beat Seattle 4-3 in Game 7 of the American League Championship Series. The Blue Jays host the Dodgers in Game 1 of the World Series on Friday night. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, keeping drains flowing for homes and businesses in the greater Boston area since 1976. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub. What's the best way to listen to Toucher and Hardy?
Well, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Oh, that's what they were saying, Vrabel? I didn't know what they were saying.
Do all of this and see Andrew Callahan in video. You can subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Andrew Callahan, of course, covers the Patriots for the Boston Herald. Andrew is brought to you by Ramjack New England, your local foundation repair experts. Visit them at ramjack.com. Hi, Andrew.
Good morning. I'd like to meet Mr. Ramjack if that's possible. They're going to sponsor me. Feel like we should sit down. We should know each other.
I'm sure there's an intermediary that can get you into the fold.
There's a Ramjack world.
I'm sure that someone can do that. All right, Andrew. After watching Tampa Bay last night, obviously Baker Mayfield was the big favorite for MVP. This is a weekly conversation. I understand that there's a lot more to go. But Baker Mayfield was not good last night. He's missing a lot of receivers, but he wasn't good. That opens up the MVP race a little bit. Right now, where would Drake May be on your ballot of MVP?
I'd say probably 4th or 5th.
Behind whom?
So the way
I know it's unfair because you think it out the top of your head, but just who would you approximate being ahead of him?
Yeah, look, I have not taken any kind of deep dive into other stats that do not pertain to the Patriots or their show in a long time. But I think you have to start with guys like, Dak Prescott, who's playing out of his mind out in Dallas. Matthew Stafford has to be consideration. Right now, Pat Mahomes is obviously back, and he's the odds-on favorite for MVP at a bunch of different places. So those would be the names that I would throw out there. You always get like a Jonathan Taylor campaign when, the Colts are good and they're running a lot. Like, that's cool, but I think we know by now rushing is as much the offensive line as it is the running back. So
he's pretty good.
Quarterbacks.
He is. He's in the conversation.
Right, but Drake May is accounting for something like 80% of the Patriots offense.
No, I know. But if you're going to go if you're going into a non-quarterback offensive player, Jonathan Taylor would have to be the pick. I mean, what he's doing is insane. I think Gibbs is a better running back than him, but statistically, is Stafford right now the most underrated player in the league?
This sounds stupid, but it's either him or Mahomes, because I just think we get bored with greatness. People outside of New England were definitely, Brady. Even Peyton Manning here was discounted because he couldn't beat Tom Brady, of all people, in a playoff game. Like, that was some sort of sin. These guys are all-time greats. But, yeah, for now, Stafford, I think for sure.
Because Stafford's, unbelievable. Yeah, same with me. I mean, he's unbelievable. I mean, he's, kind of doing
5 touchdown passes last week?
Yeah. That Rams team, on paper, without Nakua, I mean, that's not the world's greatest offense. And he's got a great offensive mind, obviously, as his coach. But executing that the way he does is pretty insane. And if you told me when he was in Detroit that he was going to turn out at this age to be this kind of quarterback, I would have said you're out of your mind. Said this guy, all this kid does is throw the ball up in the air, throws as far as he can to the best receiver in football.
Plus, he's got that weird delivery. It's almost, it's kind of like that 45-degree angle, and that's not going to last.
He's aged as well as like any quarterback I can remember. Granted, again, Brady's just a different planet, different category. But to that point, he's like an actual cool dad. He's not the one telling you. It's just like, what's Mr. Stafford got going on there? It's the off-platform throws, the arm angle, the no-look completions in crunch time and freaking Super Bowls. Matthew Stafford's cool, man.
Yeah, it's just you don't hear a lot about him. And then he puts up a game like on Sunday, and you're like, oh. That's
right.
He's pretty good.
He's still doing it after all the punishment he took early in his career.
All right, but Drake May is playing like an MVP candidate, and is this? I'm asking everyone this now because this team's going to make the playoffs. So you would assume. So they're a playoff team that puts them in another echelon. So we're now talking about them in different ways than we did before the season. Patriots get in the playoffs. They're playing another playoff team. What are the weaknesses? Like, where would you be nervous in the playoffs against a good team?
3 areas spring to mind. Number one, I think this is obvious to everyone after Sunday. You got rookies still at left tackle and left guard. And Jared Olsen gives up 2 sacks. Will Campbell was responsible for another one. And you look even this weekend, Cleveland going, okay, everyone knows we have Myles Garrett, but we will put him across from one of those two the entire game, and you got to figure it out because inevitably the dam is going to break. Number 2 is the running game, which revived in a couple of ways that I think are sustainable for them, but you're not going to vault from like 32nd to 12th. And then the pass rush, which to me, I charted them about 36% pressure rate on Sunday. The Titans are bad, but it wasn't pressure that was all that forceful. Cam Ward only hit the ground 5 times. So this was, we're going to get close. You're going to feel us. But the guys like Stafford and Allen, the guys you're going to have to face in the playoffs, they know how to deal with that. So it's the edge rush, the run game, and the left side of the offensive line.
See, defense to me would be a concern. And just because Cam Ward had that success early in the game, because, again, we're talking about the Patriots in a much different way than we intended to, or that we thought, not intended to, that we thought we were going to. So now you're talking about them. All these wins are legitimate. All these things are great. This is unbelievable. The quarterback, the coach, it's all unbelievable. But now you're talking about them as where do they rank in terms of winning in the playoffs or winning against good teams. And that defense does concern me. As a whole, it concerns me.
Sure.
But I think I'd be more concerned if we were talking about these wins not being mostly the result of Drake May and the way he's playing. If we're like, God,
no, but we're just talking about a vulnerability, like not winning as a whole, but where would you be vulnerable?
And this is why I feel better about it, because I think with Mike Vrabel, there's a better chance we can see improved play from the defense. And with the personnel that they have there, I know they're still lacking depth across the board, and that includes the defense. But if you told me at week 7 or 8 of the season, there's one side of the ball that needs to step up and play better, number one, that it would be the defense, I'd be amazed. But I'm happy. I'm like, oh, I think they've got a better chance of doing that than they do offensively based on what their starting baseline was.
You know what's interesting, though? In Tennessee, Vrabel never had a statistically dominant defense, and specifically pass defense. Yes, they were always very, very good against the run. Like what you've seen, if you're not familiar with those Titans teams, what you've seen from these Patriots is really what happened down there. Like, you don't want to run the ball against them. They've got a good defensive front. They're aggressive. They play a lot of zone. Don't blitz a whole lot. But you can throw the ball in them.
I guess I had it in my mind that they were like this defensive team that would grind you out when you were trying to run or pass the ball, and that they would just run the ball on you and win a bunch of games 13-10.
So the reason I think you think that, and you could only tell me, but they do show up against elite quarterbacks, which is weird. And that, I think, is the Vrabel component. Knocking Brady out of the playoffs in his last game as a Patriot. They handled Mahomes as well as anybody in the regular season, like multiple times at Tennessee, in Kansas City, faced him in the AFC Championship game. They gave Lamar Jackson a hard time in a way that a lot of teams don't, and went to Baltimore and beat them the first time Lamar was MVP. So I like that Vrabel's got that in his bag, but you see they claimed someone that the Chargers cut yesterday off of waivers to add to their
to the 53-man roster.
To the 53-man roster. And that tells you, who cares what I think? that tells you they go, we don't love our edge rush right now. And that is an area, as we talk, can get closer to the trade deadline, I've got my eye on, because I don't think they'll make a big swing, but it just already they're telling you we don't feel great about this. And in rewatching the tape from yesterday, I go, I know, I get it. I see it.
How do you explain them? Well, two things. First of all, I want to know how often they blitz and over the last couple of weeks. But more importantly, they got beat early in the game on a concept they just ran the previous week. I mean, I don't, for a touchdown, I don't understand how that's possible.
So the blitz part, this varies week to week. They went in and to New Orleans 2 weeks ago and said, we're going to blitz. Spencer Rattler does not see pressure well. We got corners in the first play, a safety coming on the fourth snap. And then Rattler said, I kind of see what you're doing. So they were backed out of it. And that pressure rate, the blitz rate, finished around like 40%. Yesterday was about 12. And I think it's not exactly their speed. It's going to be game plan dependent, but they don't want to be a blitz heavy team generally. The concept, though, and this is, I can't explain this. The first quarter, they're among the worst defensive teams in the league. Like bottom 3, bottom 5, picture advanced stats, not good. That concept, though, they had not run all season yet. What they did was, and Cam Ward said this in the press conference, is they did a 3-man route concept that looked exactly what they had already called 3 times in that game. And you got a short route, an intermediate one, all breaking towards the sideline, and then just a vertical. It's like the clear space. Okay, you're a distraction, or maybe you're running a corner. So that guy on this play, as they had the short and intermediate routes, both going towards the sideline, instead of just clearing out, I'm a decoy, he faked the decoy and ran the post. So the Patriots are looking at this going, oh, this is another flood concept. Oh, no. There he goes, DK for a touchdown. So they're getting schemed like this on early downs. Their third down pass defense is good. But there's something about teams, whether they recognize they don't defend that flood concept particularly well, or they're just getting caught with these changeups. You know, the flip side is, well, second half, they've been excellent. So it's something you don't want to be. You don't want to have terms dictated to you in the playoffs, which is what's happening.
Because eventually they're going to do it against the wrong team.
Right.
Yeah. Early touchdowns are a killer in the playoffs.
They can't make adjustments or whatever adjustments they do make. They've got something to answer those, too.
For sure. On the road, good teams. Yeah. Drake May has a bad bounce. Something like stuff.
You go to Buffalo,
happens.
You go to Kansas City, and all of a sudden they're up to it's 10-0 late in the first quarter. I mean, those are games where you get run over.
And they get nickeled and dimed. Like the Tennessee's, first drive where they didn't score the touchdown, they had the field goal. Cam Ward gets this 11-yard gain and a little boot, and it's a fake, and he goes the other way, and that's like a free 11 yards. And then Carlton Davis falls down, and that's 20. I don't think Carlton Davis is going to fall down. That's going to be an issue. But the nickel and dime stuff with the bootlegs and the easy throws, Bryce Young did that. Remember, Carolina went right down the field, got a touchdown.
Okay, so how much of it is, because I've talked about this for years, but especially this season, how much of it is teams just really executing their scripted opening drive to perfection? And a lot of teams are able to score on their opening drive and then not again for the rest of the game. It's been going on for years in the league. How much of it is that, and how much of it is the Patriots defense really playing poorly on those opening drives?
So the first few weeks when they were missing tackles left and right, and even that Carolina game, you're just like, is anyone awake? Like, we know Carolina stinks, but you still have to show up.
They're a winning record.
I know they are. But the first 4 games, I think it was more the defensive piece. Lately, it's been more the script. Because even in Buffalo, the first fumble they had was just a botched snap to Dalton Keene. I think it was running in jet motion. You go, that's not anything the Patriots did. Now, granted, they played a great game. But in that one moment, it's a lucky bounce that got to stop. So lately, it has been the teams that have the better scripts, or the Saints know we can take a shot in the first play, and they guess right. But against the Titans, they got schemed up, and it wasn't because Mike McCoy went 15 years in the time machine and said, oh, we ran this with Peyton Manning. This was a great play when I was in Denver as his offensive coordinator. It was just, we're going to show you one thing, and we're going to show you another thing that looks similar, but it's going to break the other way, and we're going to get a touchdown.
All right. Andrew Callahan is here talking about the Patriots in the playoffs, talking about the Patriots being number 1 in the AFC, talking about Drake May being an MVP. It's a dreamlike scenario.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's almost unfair, some would say. Some would say the most unfair of all the things. Some would say that retribution in some way, the fates have to come for this town in other ways. Someone would say that disaster has to lie around the corner because no higher power would allow this to happen so quickly. But that is up to us as humans. It's not up to us as humans to decide. You know, that's up to the cosmos, and that's where we're at.
What are you doing?
It's too much with the quarterback already. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
He has to watch Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields.
Listen, the first one wasn't Tyrod's fault. It was an excellent play in the end zone. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Touch your
Callahan is here from the Boston Herald, obviously on top of everything Patriots. We were talking about the running game. You mentioned it a little earlier. What was different Sunday? Why the success in the running game on Sunday, which has been such a weakness of this team?
So I'd start with a couple big picture, just obvious points. Number one, the Titans are not good in run defense. They started 27th by DVOA, and that's even with Jeffrey Simmons was on the field, who was there when the Patriots did most of their damage in the first half. This was not the Titans' best player left, and the Patriots got good. Watch it back. You tell me he's on there. They're killing him. Second part that's obvious is just they said, F it, we have to do this. Like, there's a kind of desperation you can only reach when your coaches tell you all week, we're going to run the damn ball. We need to run the damn ball if we want to go anywhere. And you just play with a little extra ferocity. But as far as the scheme stuff and the personnel, the Patriots, whenever they bulked up this year, and granted, they've been bad running the ball, but you put two tight ends out there. You have Jack West over the fullback. They've been especially bad, and don't do that because defenses meet their big bodies with their own big bodies and push them backwards. So what they did is they played more 11 personnel. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, only 1 running back. Except one of the receivers was 6'4" and 221 pounds. That was Matt Collins. So they put Matt Collins in basically a tight end position. The Titans, seeing the 3 receivers, go, we got to play 5 defensive backs. We got to be ready. They'll throw it around. And the Patriots, the first 3 plays, 8 yards, 14 yards, 8 yards again. And it was mostly through those groupings. When they ran with 3 receivers on the field, it was 6.5 yards a carry. Only one of their 10 runs covered less than 4 yards, and they had 0 run stuffs out of the 5 they had all game. The last point I'll say is this. They ran a lot more inside zone and duo, which their previous runs had all been better to the outside, and you're getting guys on the edge or McDaniel's scheming stuff. This was straight ahead. We're going to get 1 double team. We're going to move to the second level, and they were so much better at that second level, covering up linebackers, and that all together made the difference.
Is there a kind of movement to have Ramondre now get 3/4 of the touches or more, or was yesterday specifically we're running a certain way, this is more geared toward Ramondre Stevenson?
It's a good question, but I think it's just more they don't trust TreVeyon Henderson. Like, as soon as he shows he's ready for more snaps, they're like, we'll give it to you. But the running, aside from, I think it was Carolina, has been super impatient. We talked before about he's last in the league about yards over expectation. Now he's leaving about 1.5 yards on the field whenever he touches the ball based on the blocking. Pass protection still an issue. Blitz pickup, as good as he was at Ohio State, it's not translated. So he only plays 9 snaps. I'd be surprised if Ramondre played 4 more games where it's that high, 75% of the snaps, because they want to play Henderson. He just hasn't given them a reason to.
Because they're playing a team that has his teammate, Quinshon Judkins, who is far and away the best rookie running back of the entire class. So
it's like Nick Chubb, Sony Michel.
Yeah.
Not quite all over again, but you get shades of that.
Well, you didn't blow a first-round pick on Henderson this time.
No, of course. And he's he's more dynamic. He just has
pretty close.
He just has to slow it down.
Wasn't it a first round, Fred? It's a very important distinction.
It wasn't 40 picks away from a first rounder. I mean, they took him in the second round. You take a running back in the second round. You want the running back. You take a running back in the second round.
Yeah. Well,
you want to take a running back.
Well, Judkins and Henderson went around the same place, same spot, upper portions of the second round.
Look, TreVeyon Henderson could turn out to be
Henderson has been not.
Listen, no one's going to kick him. No one's going to kick to him. So you got that. I'm not kidding. And then so no one's going to kick to him. Henderson could end up being a great running back. There's no question. I think, though, if you ask them when they drafted him, if going into week 8, TreVeyon Henderson would be a factor for this team, you would have to think that it would go at least like on third downs we could get him the ball. Like you would think that there would – I find it hard to believe that they would go, oh, yeah, he'll have done nothing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a lost cause or anything. But if you're a playoff team and you use the second-round pick on a running back – then you start scrambling and going, well, what if we use that second-round pick on someone who was playing a lot, playing an every-down player? What if we tried to get some kind of edge rushing situation?
I called him the MVP at training camp with how dynamic he was. And that wasn't just in practices in Foxborough. You go to Minnesota, and Brian Flores is telling Devin McCourty, like, whoa, that dude is different. And then Elliott Wolf takes a preseason victory lap on that pick to Yahoo Sports, sitting down and being like, oh, I was just watching his tape the day before the day we drafted him. I was like, why can't we take this guy? Of course we should.
I'd never even heard of him, but my gut told me.
Well, I was like, it's obviously him. He's a playmaker. And it's like, look, there's coaching that goes into this, and the blocking's not been good, but you isolate Henderson's play on its own, because I know a ton of people, fantasy-wise, or you're just excited about the kid, want to know why isn't the fastest player on the team, who you took with a top 40 pick, not playing? He's playing poorly. That's just what it is.
All right. So looking forward and seeing what they've got, we've talked about this, the team that they could lose to but shouldn't. We've had a couple of them so far. They're getting fewer. There are fewer of these teams that you look at. Is there anything down the road? I'm not talking about a trap game necessarily, but really based on the way they've been playing and the faults that we've kind of already illustrated, or the things to be wary of. Is there a game coming up that worries you?
Worry is strong, but how about Sunday?
Okay.
And Dylan Gabriel versus Drake May, I get, is a gargantuan matchup. Like, there is a Grand Canyon-sized chasm between how those two are playing. But just hear me out. They are coming off a win, the Browns. They've got a little bit of confidence. The Patriots now have survived the emotional letdown against New Orleans. They played well against Tennessee. And you look at Cleveland and go, okay, this is a simple game. We just take care of business. We get in, we get out. We'll be fine. I don't know how they handle success right now. And this is still a young team. I also don't know how you handle, with Will Campbell and Jared Wilson, Myles Garrett. Okay, modern day Lawrence Taylor, for a defense that right now by EPA is third in the league and is good against the run, which doesn't matter as much. But there's turnover potential here, whether it's the forced fumbles or Drake May's just kind of due for a pick. It would take some luck, obviously, for the Browns to come in and win. But I think offensively, they're suited to kind of nickel and dime the Patriots defense like we've been talking about. Go down the field, the bootlegs, motion throws, all this little stuff. They scored on Minnesota overseas a couple of weeks ago. They could score on the Patriots. If this is a 16-10 game, and you tell me that right now, who wins? I don't know.
Yeah, Cleveland's defense is sick.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen them. I haven't seen Dylan Gabriel play. I was watching them when Flacco. The games I've seen them play have been Flacco. Like, when I've been watching, not highlights.
But at the same time, they're good against the run and the pass.
Yeah, well, their defense, like I said, their defense is like stifling. But how is Gabriel? Like, I haven't seen him play. Like, is he any good?
He's fine. You can tell this is, the Shanahan offense when they say, hey, we're a quarterback-friendly offense. You come in, Fred, we'll give you an hour. Here's the playbook. We'll have you out and throwing dimes. And
send it north or send it east. Send that playbook east. Send it to Hempstead or wherever the hell they practice now. Do something.
He's why you say, oh, yeah, you can win with almost anybody in the system, because his arm strength is not there. Like, there are people who watch Oregon football now with Dante Moore, who's a good quarterback, but you're like, oh, my God, you've unlocked, like, half of the field now that Dylan Gabriel, who's accurate,
it could be
and
number
can
one
move,
pick.
but can't throw.
Could stay in green.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Oof. Don't cast that evil upon him.
Something's coming at you, buddy. The universe don't work out like that.
I don't know. Did the Patriots just ship that retribution south in a different shade of blue? Is that what happened there with your Cosmos theory?
I don't follow. Are you saying the Giants? I don't get it. They've shipped
further south. It's like a very light baby blue. It's like the baby blue you've got going on.
Oh,
the retribution did not befall the Patriots, but UNC.
Oh yeah,
punishment has only fallen on Bill.
Oh yeah, the Bill thing makes up for everything.
Okay,
on air. But from the fan base, you shouldn't get this kind of run. It's too much.
I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry.
No,
it sucks.
It's not bad.
You're fine,
I like Vrabel and I like May, and I don't have a problem with the organization. Again, I didn't grow up hating the Patriots. I did hate Belichick, and I hated that era.
Fred he refuses to acknowledge the long suffering that Patriots fans went through, when they just tried quarterback after quarterback, and he forgets about those years where it was really, really rough around here. And they've suffered through like 5 years. Okay,
and 2 quarterbacks, really.
5 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, that whole Bailey Zappi season sucked.
Yep, there was no hope, right? And then you got screwed in the last game of the season, so you ended up with May.
That's right.
Or no, that's not what
I made that mistake
You
already.
made that mistake.
Yeah.
No, I apologize.
Double down on dum-dum over here.
You ended up with the left tackle that worked out, so great. Superb. Glad that happened, too.
What? I didn't notice that Will
2 drafts, you got a franchise quarterback and a left tackle. Phenomenal.
You mentioned that a lot earlier, Andrew, that Will Campbell
got his sauce and given him a lot of money to do nothing.
Did he not have a good game?
I thought it was average at best. And it's not to dump on Will Campbell, who's been well above average, especially on the rookie scale. And I would say probably above average, period, as a left tackle, like really good. But I had him down for 3 pressures allowed, which was tied for most on the team. There was a quarterback hit in there, if you include when Will Campbell got driven into Drake May's lap as he's floating a 16-yard completion to the left sideline in the first half. But am I worried about Will Campbell because he's Will Campbell? No. Am I worried about him because he's going to see Myles Garrett? Yes, because I'd be worried about anyone against Myles Garrett. Okay. That's more the point. Same with Aiden Hutchinson. Like, all these guys, elite edge rushers will get you. It's just a matter of how bad is the damage when they get to the quarterback.
Kayshon Boutte getting enough love. Drake May is getting all the love. I mean, he's coming into his own this year.
Tell me what you like most about Kayshon Boutte.
The catching the ball in the back half, baby.
Hands.
He's got hands. Soft hands. He's got some speed. Mm-hmm. He's got some field vision.
You know what I like? Because Kayshon Boutte last year was a lot more talk than walk. It was like, Alex Van Pelt, we should throw me the ball. I think he said it twice after games. He's walking the walk, and Sunday was the first time talking to reporters down there. I wasn't there. Said, what happened on your touchdown? Lazy corner play, lazy safety play.
The corner made the cardinal mistake. He said, I didn't know. I let Kayshon get by you. See? He's from Louisiana.
That's a lap.
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
I don't get it. No, I'm
All
just
right.
kidding.
I
got it.
So you're saying it. So you're not going to give me any credit. You're just saying it was a blown coverage.
Look,
you just said lazy corner play.
No, what I love is that he told us the truth, and he is a guy who you could have identified as an opponent.
Oh, he said
Boutte said this. Yeah, so Boutte said this to reporters. That's why I brought that up.
All right.
I love the honesty that he's kept that, as well as I've said it in other places, and I ate fake crow on my own podcast as a way of saying I was wrong about Kayshon Boutte. But he has matured more than any young player I've covered in New England, now going on 8 years. Like, he's a totally different dude.
What's the ceiling on him?
Probably a number 2.
Well, that's pretty good.
It's really good. I mean, look, if you think that there are less than 32 number 1 receivers in the league, which I think we'd probably all agree, because the Patriots have not had one. They're among the 32 teams. Then you're talking about a top 50 receiver in the league. That's outstanding.
Yeah,
Considering
especially
where they
he's coming
drafted him?
from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we're in the whole
miles
situation.
from where you thought
degenerate gambler.
He had a chance of topping out at last year.
Like, oh my God!
Yeah, he's a guy. He's a guy and get you. You know,
4 or 5. He'll bounce around.
Yeah, give you a couple of catches every other game, but you're not going to expect much more than that.
He's in much better shape. He's excellent. He's the best contested catch receiver, at least of the last few weeks. Like it's just he's been so good, and Stephon Diggs is automatic. Like Drake May has 5 incompletions out of 44 throws when he's looking at Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing,
insane.
Too.
39
coming off an injury,
44
and coming off
Diggs.
an injury with that,
but
at his age,
it's him and Boutte is my point.
Drake is not a guy who's concerned about his completion percentage. I hope, is he?
No,
you get that sense at all? Okay, so if it comes to it, and Vrabel says, "Look, it's not just a question of you not running out and sliding. There are times when you're not going to have the ability to run out and then slide. You're just going to have to throw the ball away." He'll be okay doing that?
I hope so. I mean,
because he's going to have
this week. He's going to have to learn how to do that.
Yes,
because they're going to get to him.
This is the lead of my film review today because aside from I'm now wondering what their ceiling is. I wrote that after the game, but the moment with the he hits his head, he leaves, he's shaking his head, he puts his hands on his head. You're like, oh my God, is the season not over? But that would be his second official concussion, maybe his third, pending whatever you thought happened in the Chargers game. And look, he scrambled 62% of the time when he was under pressure in Tennessee. And the scrambling is fine, but he only gained 19 yards. To me, those are not worth what he took in Tennessee with that hit, which will rule him out for a game, probably another one, and really shake up the whole season. So just throw the ball away a couple more times. And I think he knows that, but it's another thing to do it live when like in the Buffalo game, they won because he extended and created a play from nothing at the start of that game-winning drive. It was otherwise dead on arrival. But he, especially as he is, made it happen. And it's that line he's going to be navigating all year. Create or give up and live to see another play.
All right. I would take Andy. I'll take Andy very quickly. Andy, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Fred?
Hey, what's up?
I used to coach your son in basketball. We would talk about the Jets and how bad they were back then. And also, Hardy, I went to UMass. I absolutely would have stopped by the tailgate yesterday and taken your food. But my thing is now you got to just kind of let the cosmos take what they give you. And I've just been betting on the Patriots every week, over on the wins, take them on the spread every week. So it's just like they're always going to be better, and the Jets are always going to stink. And I just like your take on that.
Yeah. How about your take on that, Fred?
Well, then something good's got to happen in another area. It's like the Seinfeld. Even Steven. You throw like $5 out the window, you find $5 in your pocket of your jacket.
You could just be Elaine, though.
Well, that would be
in that episode.
That would be the dream. She almost came so close to Robert Kennedy Jr. Or not Robert Kennedy Jr., whatever the hell, the kid that died. JFK Jr. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Kennedy
Jr.
Yeah. Then George cheated, you found out in the last episode. All right. We'll be back in just a moment with 2 stats and a lie. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented.
Such an fantastic explosion.
98.5, the Sports Hub.
Two stats, but only one lie. Andrew Callahan is here with 2 stats and 1 lie.
Nick's such an important part of the machine that he's not here today, and no one knew that he wasn't going to be here. All right, you played that theme, but before we do it, we have to play the actual theme, which is...
Let's do this.
It takes 2 stats from the other night. And one lie, see if you can get it right. It takes 2 stats from the other night. And one lie, see if you can get it right.
And for those who are playing at home, tomorrow at this time, you'll get a chance to win tickets to see the Bruins at TD Garden Thursday night.
Ooh.
So look out for that. All right, this is the game where Andrew from the Boston Herald, Andrew Callahan, he gives us 3 statistics. 2 are real, 1 is false. Unless they're all false, and then you get more points, and so on and so forth.
John has 5, you have 2, I have 1. 1 point.
John, don't think John has gotten 5 of these correct. John got how many did he get for the one thing? 3?
I got 3 last week.
All right.
Gets 3 lies, you get 3 points.
Very good. I mean, it is.
There's no way he goes back to back and uses up. So we know. I'll already say this right now. Anybody who says all 3 lies again this week,
that's a fool's errand. You're saying
he's already done it twice. He only has 1 to use for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and it could be next. It won't be this week. It will not be this week. So
and there's 11 weeks of the season left.
There will be 1 lie.
Okay.
All right. Well, very good.
All right.
I'm helping everybody here.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. We both have Lions hats on. I
know.
That.
Well, I wore my freaking Lions hat today because you wore one yesterday. I thought I'll be safe wearing a Lions hat today.
Believe me, I wish I didn't have to wear a hat to the show every day. But the way the lighting is here, you've seen it. I look like Richie Cunningham. You got to wear a hat. Believe me, I'm aware I'm 50. I don't feel like wearing a hat around every day.
I feel like I should be wearing a lion hat.
Yeah, kaboom. LIAR. Yeah, just scrap the game. We already won.
And we're done.
All right, let's go. What are the statistics here?
Number 1, the last time the Browns beat the Patriots, Browns coming in on Sunday. The last time the Browns beat the Patriots, Drake May was not born yet. The last time the Browns beat the Patriots, Drake May was not born yet.
All right.
Number 2, according to Next Gen Stats, Drake May is on pace for the most accurate passing season since at least 2018. According to Next Gen Stats, Drake May is on pace for the most accurate passing season since at least 2018. To be specific, that's completion percentage over expected. They started tracking this.
Shut up.
No. I'm just people are going to research this. They want to know. I'll tell you. That's when they started tracking that in 2018.
All right.
So the ultimate measure of accuracy, Drake May is on pace to be the most accurate quarterback.
It's not the statistic completion percentage.
No. Because you can dink and dunk. You can be Alex Smith. You can be a check down Charlie, and you can win that every year.
Yeah, he throws the ball downfield.
Level of difficulty included. How accurate are you? Drake May right now, the most accurate quarterback of the last 7+ years.
Well, that's got to be
Number
true.
2.
Because there's so many disclaimers on the thing. If it's not true,
right,
then it's almost distasteful. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
No, it is. I'm not lying.
No,
All right,
no,
go
no.
ahead. That better be true.
Do you
Go
think
ahead.
I'm past distasteful?
I think that stat with all the little things you had to put on it, all the footnotes, if it's not true, it's distasteful.
Okay.
It's too easy a lie then.
Okay.
It's like, well, no, because according to blah, 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 it's got to be true. If it's not good on your part. Go ahead. One more.
Number 3. During the Patriots' 4-game win streak, Drake May has thrown more touchdowns to Kayshon Boutte than incompletions intended for Kayshon Boutte. During the Patriots' 4-game win streak, Drake May has thrown more touchdowns to Kayshon Boutte than incompletions intended for Kayshon Boutte.
Okay.
Okay.
I will play. Two's got to be true or it's stupid. So I'll do that. One I will say is true. I mean, the Browns, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like when they were good. Drake May's what, like 23 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 23 years. Cleveland, just the schedule. You only play that, it was every 3 years, and now it's every 4 years, and, they're never very good. So I'll say that's true. And then so I'll say 3 is the lie. I more because I don't understand 3 than anything else.
I'm with you on 2 being true because of all the caveats. I think number 3 is true just because of the absurd low number of incompletions that Drake May has had so far this season. I'm going to go with number 1 being a lie, but it's either going to be close. It's going to be like in the same year that Drake May was born, but
or it's going to be a mistake.
Or he was born and then like
Come on, please, come on.
Wouldn't that be great if he got this one right?
No, it would not. I would disappear.
He was born like 2 days before.
No.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, it's good.
The listeners are like hanging out here with their mouses, like checking it out.
I have really
Does it count the preseason?
I know. He didn't think of it.
Did you count the preseason?
Did you?
I did not count the preseason.
Oh,
preseason
boy.
does
You didn't
not
say
count.
that. You didn't say that.
Famously, the one thing everyone knows about preseason is that it does not count.
I'm just trying to.
Seattle
I'm with
is
you.
in the NFC.
I am with you.
Stop.
But I'm just saying that's something that someone's going to bring up.
I don't know, like maybe in 08.
I know they're going to bring it up. This is why I stay up till midnight, not double checking, not triple
Not
checking.
midnight.
Quintuple checking.
My God.
Doing this.
What
doing
drives this
doing
guy?
this.
Staying up till midnight.
Oh, man.
It's called not being able to sleep.
Like an adult human boy.
All right, Hardy, what's your... Look at his face.
Number 1 is the lie.
All right. All right. The
5 points from Fred.
I agree. Obviously, number 2, a lot of facts there. Now, number 3, passes intended mean targets.
Yes.
Okay. I, too, believe number 1 is the lie. I think it's the Peyton Hillis game. I think that was in Cleveland, and I also believe that it's going to be close. Number 1 is the lie.
Oh, I forgot about the Peyton Hillis game.
I don't remember the Peyton Hillis
I
game. So
do.
if I lose, it's a legit
Peyton
loss.
Hillis game, I believe, was right around there. I think it's within a month or 2 of May being born. Number 1 is the lie.
Let me say this. If 1 is the lie, then I will hand it to you guys, or I'll hand it to John, certainly, for knowing the game. So if I will, John deserves this point if 1 is the lie. So John and Hardy say 1 is the lie. I say 3 is the lie. What's the lie?
Drake May is taking a year 2 leap here. We're all very impressed, but I got to tell you, that is nothing but the year 2 leap of John Wallach. Number 1 was the lie.
All right, there you go.
And Hardy back on the board.
All right, so there you go, John.
What was the game?
2010 Peyton Hillis game, 34-13 in Cleveland, and Eric Mangini was the head coach.
Frickin' Wallach nailing the game.
Yeah, you got it. That should get you 3 points. Not yesterday, not last week. This should get you 3 points. Well, John, I got to hand it to you.
Thank you.
That's the way you want to win.
2 stats. Andrew's got 2 stats. But he's got 1 lie. But he's got 1 lie. Andrew's got 2 stats. Andrew's got 2 stats. But he's got 1 lie. But he's got 1 lie.
All right, well, suffice it to say, Drake May
Woo! Come on, girl.
is having himself a season. There's no question about it. Andrew Callahan, enjoy the game on Sunday. Don't be too jealous. I'll be in Cincinnati, Ohio, seeing the 0-7 Jets take on the Cincinnati Bengals with my son. It's going to be a real barn burner.
Come on, girl.
He still wants to go, and I bought the ticket, and I didn't buy the ticket to the game. They want $300 right now to get a good seat to that game. Get out of here with that nonsense. I'll wait until 10 minutes after the game starts.
You taking him across the river?
Oh, to North Kentucky?
Oh, yeah.
When he turns 18 and he can get in those strip clubs, that's when we really run wild in North Kentucky.
The world's saddest Waffle House also over there.
Oh, is that right?
It was there last year after the Pats beat the Bengals. But
Yeah, North Kentucky is where my friend was hiding in the bushes because he asked the bouncer for cocaine, and then he got scared and ran.
I remember that story.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Thank you, Andrew Callahan.
Thank you, guys.
We will be back in just a moment.
Come on, girl.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way.
postseason games for the Bruins. This will be Brad Marchand's first game on the ice to play against them. He will be walking into, by his admission, a strange environment.
I think I'm just excited about it. I'm just going to try to enjoy it. I don't really know what to expect emotionally. I think the closest I got to being on the other side was being here for Team Canada and against Team USA. And even that was a little bit different, I would say, and in the way that I felt.
Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 7 and the face-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Patriots host Cleveland this Sunday. They'll be back at practice tomorrow. 2 Monday night games last night. Detroit beat Tampa Bay in the early game 24-9, and then late last night, Seattle beat Houston 27-19. Celtics open up their regular season tomorrow night at home against Philadelphia. Jaylen Brown, a full participant at practice yesterday. And at the baseball playoffs, Toronto got a 3-run homer from George Springer in the bottom of the 7th inning. They beat Seattle 4-3 in Game 7 in the American League Championship Series. They're back in the World Series for the first time since 1993. They'll host the Dodgers in Game 1 on Friday night. Sports Hub headlines are proudly brought to you by the $14.99 Big Deal Meals at the 99, like the new grilled teriyaki chicken available every Monday through Wednesday for just $14.99. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
High wrist shot.
The Bruins.
Rebound score!
Play here. The Sports Hub. Fred describes himself in 7 words.
A guy in tights and a cape.
And Hardy with blunt honesty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Toucher and Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
A lot of food.
Oh my God.
The good food that I had.
Oh.
Super.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Real quick, now that Andrew's gone, the Globe has an article. Beth, Teitell. So I'll say Tatel.
Beth Title?
Title. Okay.
Yeah. I like her.
Okay. Which Shakespearean tragic hero is Bill Belichick? Scholars weigh in as Coach falls. How many times have we said it's Shakespearean? Would anyone, 5-second exercise, would anyone care to guess who Ralph Allen Cohen, who strangely for a scholar uses 3 names? He's the founder of the American Shakespeare Center, and I'm sure a real ball to hang out with. Who does he compare Belichick to?
So this is just going to turn into an exercise of how many Shakespeare characters we can name. So I will start with Julius Caesar.
He does not say that, and then Jonathan, and then I will tell you. When
He's
move on.
Puck, the carefree ne'er-do-well who's mischievous.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes.
I even know that. I've never read it or seen it. How about
I know it from Dead Poets Society.
Right.
Yes, I think that's probably where I know it from. I think Coriolanus is the best parallel.
Of course.
A Roman warrior who was celebrated for his many victories, but unpopular for his disdain of the people, the power structure. But rather being the one who's banished. Cohen points out he banishes himself and leaves for Rome, where he goes to leaves Rome for a smaller city where he fails as a. So that's who the parallels.
I like my answer way better.
I like Yorick. Last poor Yorick. I knew him well. Holding the skull.
Yes.
From,
I've never
Hamlet.
seen a Shakespeare play, and I was an English major for like a year. I never have seen a Shakespeare play or read a Shakespeare play in my entire life.
Majored in English, remember almost nothing.
No, but I've never read it.
I know.
I've seen it.
One professor in college who knew how to teach Shakespeare.
Yes.
And he would read this stuff and like, oh, I get it based on how you're reciting it. And, it's like, I still don't know what the words mean, but based on your inflections and stuff, now I kind of get it.
Yeah, when I dropped my English major was when Beowulf came to the table. We had the Canterbury Tales and Beowulf, and I went, nope. They said, he's referencing what part of the Bible? And I'm like, we have to have read the Bible? Like, who the hell? And all these kids knew, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not reading the Bible. If I read the Bible, it's just to pack up the old soul to get the helium upstairs.
A while back, Beth Title wrote a piece that you would have liked. It was something like how to know you're in a hipster coffee shop. And it was the menu is a chalkboard, and there are multiple colors used in chalk. So that was one of them. Stuff about the music that was being played and the things that are for sale at the point of purchase. It was very funny.
The new Universal Basic guys that came out on Sunday, they open up a hipster coffee shop in their garage, and the guy gets the big earrings that make your ear. What are they called? The gauges. He gets gauges in his ears. Don't worry about it. It's a fun show. Universal Basic guys. That's my hint to you. Fox show, animated, adult animation. Big fan. South Jersey guys, don't worry about it. All right, Joe Murray is a no basic guy. He's a man of many, many, many talents, and he does nights, and we love him. Live radio at night. You are not alone as you drive in the dark. That is what night radio is for. It's like having a friend in the car. And that
What would you dip it in?
All right, so here is Joe Murray from the other night.
I got some very unfortunate news today from one of the plumbers. He informed us that we may have to switch to being a one-ply household because that's all the septic may be able to handle because it is an older house.
I used to do baby wipes. Have you never wiped wiped with a baby wipe?
I mean, they're not flushable though.
No, I've never wiped with a baby wipe. No.
Dude, it's an amazing thing.
Is it?
Yeah, you get the sides and the.
Isn't it all like wet though?
Yeah, you go wet and then you go dry.
No.
How sheltered is this kid? You've never even seen a bidet? You're so trapped in your little bubble. Like, why don't you get out? Far East, every toilet, bidet. Europe, bidet. Everywhere, bidet. The best thing I've ever heard about it is, if you got mud on your arm, would you just take a piece of paper towel and wipe it, or would you wet the paper towel and get the mud off? I mean, that's the only exercise you have to do. Fools. Joe needs to take them on a world trip. What if Joe just one day walks in the studio and goes, I'm taking all you guys to Finland. I got flights in January for $10.
I'm out on that.
Joe educating the masses right now.
River.
I'm out.
You're out?
On wiping my bum with baby wipes? After I just took a deuce? Yeah, it's hard.
Oh, no, before. They're a little too loose.
It's hard out.
Use the regular toilet paper first. Then, after you feel the mission is completed, use an extra wipe that's wet to make sure you've gotten all the areas. Then you go back in one more time. You don't like the threefold method, huh?
No, it's just the fact that it's going to be all like wet, you know.
Yeah, I'm
just
old.
I'm not a fan of that. Like, for instance, in my house, in my parents' bathroom, they have a bidet.
All right, so what's the problem here? Why are you so offended by this? You know what a bidet is.
That was
Your
a
parents
curveball.
Have one. What's going on?
Yeah, I didn't see that happening.
That's weird.
Plus,
Now,
Joe's
this
got
is even
he's
more
got a
strange.
rich kid working on the show.
Wow.
And let alone, like, not being in Europe, but you won't even go into your parents' bathroom.
What?
I mean, that's where all the magic happens. That's where all the pain pills are, kid. I mean, come on.
I was going to ask you about a bidet. How do you feel about a bidet?
I'm out on bidets because I just can't, like, having water go up my butt.
Yeah.
And having it clean it, like, just, I don't know, just the idea of it, I'm not.
It's what, arousing, fun, humiliating? What? Put an adjective on it. Tell me how it makes you feel.
Transcendent? What?
Yeah, come on, use your words. Slowly. So you're unwilling, huh? That adds a little wrinkle. So you would like someone to make you get on it. Noted.
Old man, have you ever used a bidet?
Old man, quit your mumbling and gurgling. It's time to clean. Roll over, you'll get bed sores, old man. Oh, you want him, I guess, because you're being very unresponsive. No, I will not take your pulse, for I do not want to know the answer.
It's ready.
Whether you are alive or not is inconsequential at this moment. Old man on the bed. Hello. Oh, I see your tongue's tied. All right, very good. Here we go.
Having it clean it, just I don't know, just the idea of it. I'm not a fan of it. I can't get behind the idea of it.
So you don't find enjoyment of water going up your butt?
I can't say I do. No.
But that's not what a bidet does. See, now you're making it gross and some quasi-sexual.
It's something intrusive. It's not. It's the washing the mud off the arm. That's all.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't go up anywhere. That's if you're doing that.
You
then
really went to town on a bowl of chocolate pudding, and now you got it all.
All right,
over
you're
your
being
chin.
so
No,
descriptive.
but I'm saying it's akin to that.
You got to get in the mud.
All right.
So you've used the bidet, but you don't like it.
I haven't. No. But
you haven't used it.
No, but it's just the.
How are you not even curious if it's in your house? I mean, you go to a friend's house, they have a bidet, which doesn't happen very often. But if it did, I mean, you got to use the bidet. I mean, it's begging for it. You know, John's just tired with this conversation. He's yawning.
What? One of those great
John's like, this is like nothing.
One of those great / awful weekends in Las Vegas when the record reps were coming into town. It was a big weekend. I think Lit was playing at the Hard Rock, so we really had to go all out. And you got a big suite at the Hard Rock, and in the suite was a bidet. Oh. And I had never tried one before. So, long before the show, we were up there getting things ready, essentially divvying up the party favors.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Sampling a little bit,
yeah.
Which, when it's been stepped on a few times, tends to go right through you.
Right, a little laxative cut in there.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try out this bidet because A, I need to, and B, I'll give it a shot. And it's nice. First time I had ever used one. Maybe the only. I can't remember using one another time than that.
Yeah, Vice magazine had the best description. It said, "You're not hungover unless you need a Xanax and baby wipes." Other than that, don't talk to me about your hangover.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to be in a lot of physical and mental pain for me to pay attention.
So you've used the bidet, but you don't like it.
I haven't. No. But
you haven't used it.
No, but it's just the.
You just don't want water up your butt.
No, it's just the idea of water going up my butt.
It doesn't.
Love water.
It's not a right description.
Everywhere.
Oh, so you like water going up your butt?
Yeah, but what's the problem with it?
It's just the fact that water's going up my butt.
What a conversation.
Boy, oh boy.
This kid. I'll tell you what. If this is what the social media generation has brought us, we're in big trouble.
Massive creativity.
I mean, the lack of communication skills. Joe, work with this kid. He seems to have chutzpah, but he needs to work on his communication skills.
I'm trying to. I just don't want that to happen. It's just not it, man.
Curious what the Reddit people are saying.
Oh my God, Joe. Oh, really? You're going to Reddit? Oh man. It's like a suicide mission. I don't even do that.
Tie a rope around my waist before I go treading into those waters.
Yeah, it's all going to be real nice stuff. Why would you go into Reddit? Man. I dare you to go into Reddit and put anybody doing anything in it and see what people are saying. I mean, it's kind of fun, but put Howard Stern in Reddit and see what they're saying. It's going to be a million fans all crapping on him. No pun intended.
People are saying bidet is the way to be the cleanest.
You guys got to answer the phones. That's got to happen. And that's twice now in an hour. I don't mean to be a dick, but I do need the phones answered.
Ryan's got a headache.
But I, in all seriousness, we do need the phones answered.
No.
I don't mean to be an a-hole about it, but it needs to happen. Because that's twice now in an hour that the phone's been ringing and no one's picking it up, which there's 3 people. There needs to be a phone picked up. That's all. One kid's not even in there. And the show's going, I don't know what's going on. Are we on YouTube even? What's happening?
We are, yes.
Oh, okay.
Why do we have to be in here, but no one has to be in there? Like Adam has to be in there because he's running the board, but everyone else is footloose and fancy free. Adam, make an edict that the phone has to be answered. That's all I ask from someone who's answering the phone.
On a call-in sports talk show, the phones have to be answered.
The edict has been made.
Thank you. All right.
I just prefer it the traditional way. Because I just can't, having water go up my
Okay, I get it, kid. All right, I can't play it anymore because the
enough.
kid keeps saying it over and over again. But if you are being realistic, it's far grosser not to than it is to. I mean, it just is. You're not touching yourself if the water is doing the job. How is that not less gross? Doesn't make any. Think into it, kid. Jesus Christ! I don't have a bidet. I'd take one. When I was in Napa Valley, they had one of them Chinese, Japanese situations, like the toilet, like with the big thing on the side of the wall. And,
Anime?
Yeah. It was just It was a vending machine with stuff, the smell in it. No, it was like one of those computers that it had all kinds of different options. It's hard to explain because I don't really understand it myself.
Hello
I have a
Kitty?
picture of it in my phone, and I'm not even that into going to the bathroom, but I spent.
I'm into it.
I spent 25 minutes in there going, whoa, just sitting there going, what is this doing? All right. And it moved around, the spout, it moved around and it moved back and forth. And you're just okay, what's this doing? You just jam the buttons up. Mm-hmm. And then I left and someone else, the person that went in after me, probably in there for 25 minutes. It's all I remember from that trip. Is that toilet. It's my most vivid memory of that trip is that toilet.
It's like a kid who goes to Paris with his parents and all he remembers is the pool and the hotel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
And then he talked about the banana pudding.
All right. So we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen.
Yeah, we have a bunch of phone calls because they were answered. We are Toucher and Hardy. You can find our email addresses by going to 985thesportshub.com. And if you want to follow us on social media, add Toucher and Hardy on social media, add Hardy985. And I am very close to 26,000 people on Instagram. I mean, now is the time to get involved.
When you say close, what does that mean?
Like 100 away.
Okay.
Which is, only 1/10 of the amount of time between 25 and 26. So I'm close. I can't abuse it, but every time I put a picture of me and Kendra, I gain hundreds and hundreds of followers. So I guess the secret is just getting your picture taken with women.
But you got to switch it up and do some stuff in between, because if you keep doing the same type of content over and over again, it'll ding you for that. It'll pick up on that and say, no.
But I don't know what other content to do. I don't have anything interesting.
We can workshop some ideas.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to just keep putting pictures of Kendra and I up. Then that is giving a message.
Yes, that becomes a whole other problem.
It becomes a whole other problem. So I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying, bring Everyday Maggie back. Get her back. Give something else away with her. That gets followers as well.
I got a text from Maggie the other day. She was at the Revolution game, I believe the season ender.
Last weekend.
Yeah, Saturday night at Gillette Stadium, and she sent a photo because we were up on the revolving digital board, Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Nice.
No.
How many new followers did you get by your promotion with Everyday Maggie?
I don't know, John. I'm not obsessed with getting likes and followers on social media like some people are. I think it's pathetic.
Sure.
Sorry,
what did they ask you to do when you were giving away that car on social media?
What did they ask me to do?
On social media. Like, what was part of, you were reading ads on the air and you were doing what else to promote it?
Did some posts, did some videos. And
you did some videos for your
social media account?
Yeah. So they wanted you, and why they want your social media account? Because it had followers.
Yeah.
So now when you do ads, not only do they want you reading on the air, it behooves you to have a social media following. I'm not doing this out of vanity. Adam is the one who's spearheading this whole movement. Adam's figured out the algorithm. Adam has run so many radio stations into the ground. You don't think he's learned anything? I'm following where the media is taking me, where the culture is telling me to go.
Sure.
And the culture is telling me, look, I'm not on Twitter. I can't handle it. I'm not on Facebook anymore because it was just so redundant and boring.
Those are both good choices, by the way.
Okay, but I am on Instagram because Instagram is, I made $5 on Instagram last month. Meta sent me a direct deposit payment of $5.
Look at
$5.50.
There you go.
Did you get $5.50 from Meta?
Let's say you had to spend as close to $5.50 on something that you actually wanted.
From Meta.
You can't go over, but what would you go out and buy? It's like, this is mad money. $5.50. I'm going to go buy what? Really treat yourself with that $5.50. What are you going to buy?
I'd probably give it to a charity or like a homeless person, something like that. Spread the love.
WMBR pledge drive still happening.
Oh, you get your own tote bag that way.
Well, be careful what you wish for. But I'll tell you this, is that like, I like to pay it forward. I'm like Jay Leno. He never used his Tonight Show money. He only used his money from the road. Like, that Meta money that goes into, like, that's money, that's generational wealth. That's money that will build upon itself for well past my lifetime.
That's not
This is
fun,
for my
though.
kids' The $5.50.
Sure.
I'm thinking well beyond me. When I leave, what am I leaving behind?
Because that's the kind of guy you are. Sure.
Absolutely. All right. We have so many calls because people heard no one was answering, so they wanted to get on things. Tim, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, man? I work for Mass Water in Chelsea, and the bidets you're talking about, buddy, those aren't getting filtered. It's the same water, guys.
What do you mean?
Fucking white.
Well,
all
right. That's
it's
not
the same water. They don't have a different tank for it.
So what? So what?
Did you think we believed it was filtered water that we were washing our behinds with?
It can't be any different than the water coming out of the shower.
I mean,
The hell's what is he talking about? It's not like repurposed sewage.
I don't know, but he had quite a chuckle at our expense.
Oh.
Idiots! It's the same water.
You
guy.
three dolts.
Yeah, I don't understand how like the water knows. Like this seems like a bidet.
Boy, are you stupid.
Yeah, and if you got through the drywall, it's just a big curly Q from the toilet into the bidet and back.
I don't think that's it.
Yeah, I think the color of the water would tell me.
I think there's a little more to it than that. And also taking its purpose and its usage into consideration, too. I'm not all that concerned. I'm not mixing it and using it for a saline drip.
My friend Craig Turnbull's dad had Evian water in the bathroom, and he would pour it down his back. That's how he cleaned himself. And it had to be Evian water. And he wasn't even that rich. He just had like a ton of Evian water. He was like, it was like Adam's dream. But it was back when it was in glass bottles. So that's not so bad for Adam. Adam likes glass bottles.
Help me love that muddy river, Boston, you're my home.
Oh, I miss the Fens. I was here when Boston used to have a little bit of a wild side. No longer. Hank, go ahead.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. It's a funny subject. I was in Europe, and then a buddy of mine said, well, we used the bidet. I came back. He said, I said, I missed it. I love it. I need one. They're on They're on Amazon for like $260. You can install it yourself, and it is glorious every morning.
Well, I'll tell you.
And when I travel, if I don't have it, right, you got to have the dude wipes. Because the dude wipes are.
Okay, I'll just get one and install it like that. You know me, I'll just get that and install it. So.
Yeah, let's bust up the tile in the bathroom. Let's hook into the plumbing.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
I can't even change the recessed lighting in my house. So Jimmy Barron is a guy I used to do a show with in Atlanta. He's a really good guy, and we were co-hosts with each other. And he went over to Europe and fell in love with bidets. So he went online. This is like before Amazon. He went online and bought a bidet, and he brought it in. And he goes, look what I got. And it was a large African-American muscular gentleman with studded leather all over himself. It was not the bidet that you and I are thinking of. It was a whole other.
What?
It was like some kind of kit to be used in some sort of sexual way. But it was pretty funny because it was like, like streaming water. Okay, like da 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 da. Okay. And then he bought it and it was like just a bag in a tube. But the box was this very large African American gentleman with like kind of, what do you call it? Rough trade like gear on.
Sure.
Like that was the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a real Maplethorpe thing.
Who
was playing bingo today? You got Maplethorpe Zeitgeist, so now you win.
Dressed up like Vito in the dance club.
Yeah. Based on what I know about Vito, I don't recall the episode, but sure. Oh, yeah. Was he like a Rob Halfordy type situation?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that was definitely it. All right, go ahead. Who has email?
I have lots of email today. Mitch in New Bedford watching the YouTube, and I'm really liking the matching outfits. Really visually pleasing, except for third wheel Wallach, who ruins everything like he's the Spinderella of the group.
Oh, Spinderella was the most attractive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at that, I was not attracted to any of the women in Salt and Pepper except for Spinderella. Not attractive enough to use it. But,
I lack a Lion's hat. And besides, I didn't get the memo. So.
Well played, John. You didn't get the memo. Okay.
Brendan says Joe Murray's guy, his parents having a bidet wasn't the giveaway that he's rich. The fact that his name is River is the dead giveaway. Not a single poor river in the world.
We made the joke in here that if you're naming your kid River, you either have an insane amount of money or you are poor and living in the woods.
Well, that's the old Adam Carolla bit, rich man, poor man.
Oh, just by the name?
No. What are things that both a rich man and a poor man have in common? And he would take suggestions, and they starting with multiple cars.
Okay. Right. Some are running in one scenario and some are not in another.
Large outdoor seating area. Rich man, poor man.
Yeah. Yep. If you've ever driven to Miami Airport and gotten off the highway, there is a lot of outdoor furniture.
Outdoor television. Rich man, poor man. There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, there's a lot of trailer park and mansion crossover. If you're talking about in like a meta sense.
Cam says, sitting at my desk with my AirPods, actively yelling that number one was the lie from Two Stats and a Lie with Andrew Callahan. And the lie was, of course, that the last time that the Cleveland beat New England, Drake May wasn't born yet. By the way, Drake May was 8 years old that day in November in 2010. I'm stunned Fred got that wrong twofold. One, it's the day Mangini embarrassed Belichick, and it was the Patriots' last loss until what I figure is the highest point of his football fandom when the Jets beat the Patriots in Foxborough divisional weekend.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of Patriot games. John remembered. They all run together.
But then Dan says, please take back credit given to Wallach. He said that the Hillis game was months after May's birth. It was 2010. That would make Drake 15 years old. Go sit on eggs.
Okay. I got the game right.
I got the game right, but
didn't realize how far back
when
it was.
you tried to connect it to Drake May's birth, you were
it wasn't
so wrong.
that year is wrong. That would mean he was 30 now.
No, the game was in 2010.
Yeah, so he wasn't 15 when that game was played.
No.
That would be he was born in 95.
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah, go suck eggs. Yeah.
All right, Maz. Maz always has insults that sound like they're spun from like a farmer's almanac from the early 20th century.
Responding to Hardy's little shot at me. Sit
It's
on
not
eggs.
my shot. It was.
You were reading that directly?
Yeah. Well, it's.
What's the thing Felger and Maz say instead of a swear that drives me crazy? I can't think of it anymore.
Is it a swear word that they say
Sounds
instead?
Yiddish. It's like a modified Yiddish word.
Fakakta.
No. That's just him appropriating. What is no? They say
Schmenzer.
No. It's not that's anything that Felger says specifically. It's what they say. It's not boned. It's
porked.
Porked. Yeah, that. It drives me crazy. I don't care for that. Just they got screwed. They got effed. Like let's talk like let's talk like real people here. Let's not do the
okay.
Let's not go through the exercise of saying porked. I haven't heard him say it in a while. Maybe they took my notes.
You think?
I would hope.
Yeah.
I mean, for the good of everyone. That goes for everyone. Take my notes.
Need to bring back Fred Tutcher, programming consultant. We haven't done that bit in a while.
Well, I mean, it was a real home run.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to hear it from me.
Yeah.
Listen, just trying to fill that 7 a.m. segment.
Talking about TV that we used to watch, Fred would watch anything that was on, including Who's the Boss. I didn't really watch like episodes on a loop when I was that age, but they weren't, there were a lot of shows weren't in syndication during the day yet. So you didn't have that as an option. Mike O'Brien said Chips on TBS was awesome. It was like Law and Order. It was just on all day.
Too long.
Hour-long episodes.
Yeah, too long.
Too much.
No, it was all sitcoms. I mean, Please Don't Eat the Daisies was on when I was little. Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh,
Mr. Ed was on.
Petticoat Junction,
which is odd that was just hot chicks dressed in farmers' dresses.
Green Acres. I watched a lot of Green Acres. Now that's a little kid.
So, yeah, because I was so little when those were in syndication. And, like, The Courtship of Eddie's Father. Like, if you think of what was in syndication when I was little, like, it was stuff from the 50s was in syndication, early 60s. So, but those are very... Like, those are my earliest memories. My earliest memories are TV. Now, I can't remember the 2010 Cleveland New England game, but I could tell you about the Golden Girls where Blanche seduces the college boy, because I just at one point went, you know what? This is arousing me enough. Let's just get it over with. Let's just admit this is happening. The storyline's not going away. Blanche is really moving in on this kid. He's older than me, but not by much. Let's just get this over with. Older woman, younger man. This is before the internet. If only I was in porn production, I could have taken that moment and made a fortune. Because that's literally every porno now.
Thought of it first.
Every single piece of pornography, which I don't watch very often anymore. But every modern day porn just seems to be some kind of May-December reverse situation. Like a reverse Belichick almost.
Not so much instruction going on anymore. That was a big thing for a while.
Yeah, it's just all like you got to block out the story. Like and I like a little story.
Do you know the instruction motif? That was big thing for a while.
the mother and the daughter, and there's the
Mom
boyfriend lying
teaches.
down. Yeah,
Right. Or they walk in and they're like, "Hey, oh no, don't do that yourself." Like, yeah, not great. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines. Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. I'm still amazed that Joe goes to Reddit. Guess who's back? Sarah from Everett.
Oh, there she is.
What? All right, Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Sarah.
Oh, God. Sarah! She finally gets back, and this is what happens. It's unfortunate.
She's called 167,000 times to this radio station. It says in the call screener.
Sounds like she should sleep.
Let me give her the signal.
Sarah. I'll keep her low.
I think she should sleep.
All right, go ahead. What's going on? I'll just check in periodically. Okay,
Earlier, we were listening to the leaked audio from the coach thing that was being filmed with Bill Belichick and Jordan. NFL Films has released a statement regarding this matter.
It's about time.
NFL Films did not produce Coach with Bill Belichick. They didn't. NFL Films did not edit the show. NFL Films did not shoot the show. NFL Films did not and does not own the show. NFL Films has a long-standing relationship with Bill Belichick based on trust and mutual respect built over many years of working together.
Yeah, you don't want to burn that Belichick bridge right now.
We have absolutely no reason to believe that this footage leak came from NFL Films or any employer of NFL Films or any employee, and that they are distancing themselves from the leak.
So did Belichick and Jordan hire the people that were in charge of the graphics that they're insulting? What do you think, Sarah? Oh, interesting. Okay. She's still there, but not talking.
No, as a matter of convenience to him, NFL Films allowed Coach Belichick and the production team from Underdog to use our studio for his coach show because he was already here in his capacity as talent on Inside the NFL.
Think of all the time they wasted building the set, like actually shooting it, going through all this rigmarole just to be mocked. It didn't even come out. They didn't make a dime off of it. That's all money out the window. I mean, if it's whatever it is, it seems like they paid for it. So, or at least time, all that time and energy put into something for nothing. She's really guiding him on a good path, and he's pretty smart. This whole thing couldn't be more of a disaster. Jeez. It's even funnier that it's not NFL Films. Okay, so it's not NFL Films. So who the hell's making this show that went to nowhere? What the hell are they doing? There was a set. I mean, I saw the video. There's a set.
Yeah.
All this to be mocked. They created this whole stage for which just to be mocked. Well, I'm glad NFL Films has distanced themselves for that. They have the best graphics people. If you're Belichick, I wonder if any of this is sinking in. Like,
if it hasn't sunk in by now, do you really think that there's a aha moment anywhere in the near future?
It would be. It's funny because it would just be so easy to like get me less obsessed with it if he just came out and talked like a normal guy and was just like, "Look, man, I'm getting a lot of crap. I fell in love with this girl. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I was involved in media projects, and I thought that would go somewhere, but it really didn't go anywhere. I'm just trying to coach this team." Then what are you going to make? You can't make fun of him for it. It brings them down to a little level of human, but these outfits and purses and dumb crap and Mike Lombardi as a mouthpiece, it just keeps rolling down a hill. Someone just needs to step in and just go, you're not slowing this momentum down in any way. You're just allowing this to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
The problem is the guy who is he thinks should be doing that for him is Lombardi, who's nothing better than a yes man. So this is where we are. He's led him down this, well, not led him down this path, but this is the path that Lombardi has kind of steered him on.
But you know, Bill's a grown man.
Yeah.
This is his career. Like, at a certain point, you got to go, okay, none of this is working.
He's trusting, obviously, a gaggle of yes men who will acquiesce to whatever he wants.
Yeah, but your instinct should be at some point. I mean, you're getting hit over the head with a board. Like, it's time to move. Like, when the anvil keeps falling on you, you got to, sue Acme.
No, Not if Lombardi says, you know what, it's only temporary, Bill. You'll be fine.
Just ride it out.
Yeah.
And then when
Right.
and next year you'll win a bunch of games and it will all go away. No, it won't. There's no solving
This
it.
is Lombardi's job to avoid these pitfalls because
ultimately is what this job's all about, thinking.
just thinking about these things.
Big red alert for me would be when Lombardi was trying to sound smart in that letter to the boosters, and he just gave these long ass quotes from other people. It read like a middling 8th grade book report. It really, like, if I read one of my kids' things, like papers, and it was formatted like that, I'd be like, okay, this is fine. This is fine to hand in.
Right.
Not my son's a little old for that. Junior in high school, that's a little old for that. My daughter is a freshman learning the ropes. But if you look at the format of it, it's like Bill Walsh said, and then it's this long-ass Bill Walsh quote. Like, he's really stupid.
No argument.
And then he put it all in writing and sent it to the boosters. Like, they're not going to turn around and show it to everyone.
I just got to say the boosters are pretty, UNC has pretty good education to hand out.
Yeah, feed the rabid dogs a smoking gun and see if they turn it on you. Oh boy. There's a way to slow it all down, man. The Globe has an article where they're asking professors who you most resemble in Greek tragedy and Shakespeare tragedy. My goodness. It's gone on long enough. All it would take is just a bit of wisdom. 73 years you've acquired. What wisdom have you acquired?
Yeah.
Snorting. It's because it's so beyond. It's not he's dating a young chick. That's not it at all. It started with the letting her take control of the social media. Like, I knew it. I'm like, this guy's dumb, man. He's like, well, Fred, you're banging a younger chick. If he was just banging a younger chick, none of this is still happening.
If you want to ruin your legacy, it's not enough to lose football games. You have to start dating me and let me take control of things.
That would be so much faster.
Yeah,
we're going to blow a big hole.
If they were just dating,
ship.
none of this is going on. It's handing, does not anyone ever say it? It's handing everything over and going, you ruin it. That's what's interesting. Who he has sex with, that's a blip on the radar. Her holding the door at halftime for the team is a little odd. You know what I'm saying? You have sex with whoever you want. It's funny, but it's not worth a year of mockery.
Nothing.
All right. We'll be back. I mean, it's just
Nothing
so fascinating to me. It really is. I think about it. I'll admit, I think about it a lot. It's a great life lesson, that's for sure. All right. That'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.